Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. In MLB action today, the Reds are looking to close out a sweep against the Tampa Bay Rays at 110. Brandon Williamson on the mound for Cincy, Nick Martinez for the Rays. Cleveland also coming off a win yesterday defeating the Astros. They will match back up again today. First pitch also at 110. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guards. Last night in the NBA playoffs, Spurs star Victor Wembanyama sustained a concussion on a hard fall during the second quarter of their Game 2 loss to the Portland Trailblazers. Wemby has no timetable on a return to action. More Game 2 action tonight as Orlando looks to go up 2-0 on Detroit at 7, and for the nightcap, Phoenix will be in Oklahoma City at 9:30. This update was sponsored by the BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in. Ooh, day and a half away from the NFL draft. Pittsburgh, PA, getting ready. Building sets. Welcoming in tourists. All that good stuff. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, how we feeling?
What up? I'm feeling good, brother. One more sleep, man. One more sleep, and we enter one of the best days on the calendar for me is the first round of the NFL draft. And so, yeah, I'm fired up.
Forget about
man.
all the second and third rounders. They're nothing.
Fulfilling their dreams as well. But as far as interest goes, round one, baby, I'm locked in.
Day 2, I got stuff going on.
It'll be Friday night, you know what I mean?
By the way, there was a story I don't know, not a story. It was one guy's opinion, but it happens every year. It's like the annual rite of the draft. Okay. And that there's this, I guess, pretty large group of complaining on guys tipping the picks. Yeah. And if you're on social media and you like to follow along, which I do, okay, but over the years it's gotten to a kind of a nauseating point if you're into kind of the hype of the draft, which is what everybody is. They're building it as you don't know. And ESPN builds it when you hear the chimes, like it's like Pavlov's dog. Everybody starts salivating. But if you already know, like there are certain times where I think you want to be in the know. Okay. Like I was the first to hear this, but I don't think tomorrow night's that night. Now I'm one of those guys that has the laptop open and I'm kind of keeping track of things, but I don't think I need to be doing that if guys are going to be tipping the picks. And I'm not even talking about naming names of the play. I'm talking about naming names of the media. Like, because I struggle with, well, if that's their job, if they know it, do they get credit for getting it out first?
I don't like it, AR.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Now, I'm one of those people that it's easy for me to zoom out from social media and just be locked into the draft. Like, I have no issue doing that, but I do like to, if there's something surprising that happens, hop on social media and see the reaction. Well, but if it's Schefter, Ari Mayroff, Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, like if I'm Roger Goodell, I would really want those guys not to spoil the picks. I don't understand why they spoil the picks. I am not in favor of it. It's going to be easy for me to avoid it, but I feel bad for the people that, like you, like to be on social media and watch the draft. Just the element of surprise gets ripped away to a certain degree. And so I just think that it's a flex that they don't need to do.
Some people, it's their job to feel like, whether it's for their boss or their own credibility, that I know.
If it's a trade, I have no issue with it. I don't have an issue with them saying,
it's an actual human
if it's
being
the
there.
Pick, that you're not really doing much for me personally, because Roger's going to do your job anyway. So you getting it out there earlier doesn't move the needle for me, or doesn't, I think, get you cool points in my mind. I don't view it that way.
I think several years ago it was. You're trying to beat your competition. I found out I'm in good with that team or that GM, and I just talked to him because I'm here, and he just told me we're turning in the card for Arvel Reese. And so if I have that information, why should I wait to have Raj tell me or tell her, why don't I get it out there? And then people think, hey, this guy is
and I don't even know
got
if
good
it's,
sources.
It may be that, or maybe they're all on some email blast, the NFL Insider email blast, where that I don't know how it works. It just
They're not
I don't
asking
see
them.
the point. I don't see the point in them spoiling the pick. I really don't. Like
I think it's for the credit. I think it's for whatever credibility they can get with the people that follow them, that this person had it first or has a source, and it builds credibility. That would be the only reason.
That doesn't move the needle for me as far as your credibility.
Name recognition or whatever.
It's like you guys I know you guys are good at your job. You guys getting draft picks a couple minutes before we do doesn't, to me,
well, every year
do much.
There's somebody that tries to be the person, the level-headed, just throwing it out there. And it's Peter Schrager now, formerly of NFL Network and now with ESPN. And every year he's trying to lead the brigade of his industry on for one night. Can we all just agree?
There is no greater suspense than the NFL draft. It is a reality show. Would you watch a reality show if 3 minutes before the end of the show they tell you who's being eliminated? Would you watch a movie if 3 minutes before the final scene they told you, a tweet coming across and they're actually going to be taking this guy? And the only reason I know that is not from it's because the NFL requires that name to be sent to them, and the entire league gets that name 3 minutes before the pick is made. Anyone who's got a credential has one source in the league, and that one source in the league, whether it be from a 32 teams or the league office or an agent, they have access to the picks 90 seconds before they're announced. There is no valor in spoiling an NFL draft pick. So don't give that joy or that attaboy to those who are leaking it beforehand. Enjoy the show. Be shocked once in a while. Be blown away when your team makes a pick that you didn't expect. Be disappointed when your team takes the other guy when you wanted player A. But to read it on a tweet 90 seconds before Goodell says it, I don't know. What is that fun?
And let the church say amen.
What happened in the middle there when he went? Did he speed himself up? There was a voice change in the middle there. I don't know what I want. Why go to a fine restaurant when you can just stick something in the microwave? Why go to the park and fly a kite when you can just pop a pill? Like, what happened there? What was that? Did you speed that up?
No.
Did you hear
He
it?
just hit a different gear on
Okay.
us. You know what I mean?
He really did. He
hit a different
downshifted
gear
in
on
the
us.
second
Absolutely.
gear or something.
No, but
All
to
right.
answer his question off the top about would I watch a show, because I love reality TV, if I knew what was going to happen already, the answer is no. I've got a hot take. AR, if I had my own reality show or TV show, there would never be coming up next within the episode. Why am I already showing you what's going to happen next? Makes no sense to me. The element of surprise and entertainment has
Why
been
don't we
ripped
do
away.
that on our show? Why do I
We'll
go
be right
through,
back.
Why do I go through these painful exercises of trying to come up with a tease when I can just say more of Rothman and Ice?
It's a little different, right? When you're showing the visual.
You got a shot in 3 minutes. Go for it.
Exactly. Last time that happened, Fish ran down.
Exactly.
But no,
What was our experiment? If you just said, "Hey, we're talking Ohio State," or if you go Bucks.
I think my tease was the experiment was, would you come back if I just said, up next, go Bucks?
Yes.
Would that be a better tease than something specific? And I think we all came to the answer.
Well, the
yes.
ratings came out at noon, so we'll find out whenever we do the research.
Okay. I just feel like he is.
like he said, he just told us how the sausage is made. This isn't anybody grinding and getting a GM to tell them this is who we're taking. He just said it's an email blast.
Why can't you just? Yeah, but
everybody's getting it if you're credentialed.
Okay, so everybody should stop doing their job.
It's not
when someone could just say, "Get off Twitter." Get off social media.
When Twitter.
Why doesn't he just say that? Why can't you have your night? Like
Schrager did say that. In fact, I think he was starting to get to the point where he was talking more about the listeners than he was about media.
He did kind of go down both lanes.
What if there's some viewers that want to know beforehand?
Well, they're losers.
Well,
just saying we could do what you do.
But he did kind of have one wheel in one lane and one wheel in the other, because he started, I think, with kind of calling out his media brethren about you guys shouldn't be doing that. And then to TLC's point at the end, it's kind of like
more like
If you don't,
Everybody has
that,
choices.
Turn your phone off
That's
or
right.
whatever it may be. Yeah. But I think what he was alluding to is if you are a media member that does this, you're not getting extra cool points for this because anybody with a credential is going to get the picks a minute and a half before.
You think he ever did it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Because I don't think you could come with that if he ever did it in the past.
Well, we can research those things.
The other thing is, and I'm all right. So you may think this is weird. Sometimes I'm strangely drawn to scary movies or gory movies. I don't love them, but I've watched them.
Okay,
right? Because they're intense, they're suspenseful. There's something that's pulling you in.
Yeah.
Now I'm not into the gore, but so in a weird way, if I'm watching one of those movies, I will DVR it. I will hit pause, and I will let about 20 minutes.
Let it breathe
elapse.
a little bit. Okay.
And that way, when I get to something I can't really stomach, but I want to, I can kind of forward through it a little bit. Like I know it's coming, and I'm like looking through one eye. Like it's a weird thing, like where I can still watch the movie and get the intense parts, but if it gets to the point where I want to,
I've never heard of
jump
anybody
out of
that
the
does
plane.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just avoid scary movies.
I did it the other night
at all costs.
Yeah.
What were you watching?
Oh, it was a movie. I didn't even finish it. Because I don't think it was called The Devil's Rejects. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm good on
Doesn't sound good.
That sounds like
right?
I wouldn't be sleeping for a couple of days after
That's
that.
right. And I was watching it at night.
What lured you into that?
It's changing the channels. What do you think lured me into Game of Thrones? The night where Reek was dreaming.
Yeah, imagine getting some of the things that we watched that were jaw-dropping stuff, having those spoiled moments. Like imagine if you knew going in what was going to happen at the Red Wedding. Takes away the element of surprise.
That's true.
I'm Team Peter Schrager on the first half of that soundbite.
All right. He's out there again fighting the good fight. Peter Schrager. When we come back, Brown's prediction. Are they the easiest team to forecast in this draft? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Matty Ice here. April showers bring May flowers and incredible savings at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Spring into a brand new 26 Chevy Silverado 1500 and save up to $13,000 off MSRP. Plus, you can get rates as low as 1.9% with approved credit. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details. We're talking serious power, serious capability, and a seriously low price. You can find them just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion or visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Save big money in your next outdoor project when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's Ultra Advanced Semi-Transparent Exterior Stain and Sealant in One can be applied to damp wood, allowing you to clean the surface and stain in one day. Save big on Ultra Advanced Wood Stain today. View our entire selection of stain and accessories on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. It worked once, so we're doing it again. Sign up now for the Fan 5K, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. We're back at Otterbein on Saturday, June 20th. Walk a mile with the Common Man, jog a 5K with T-Bone, or try to beat Tyvis in a 40-yard dash. Tyvis won't stretch, so there's a chance he pulls something. The fun starts at 8 a.m. Saturday, June 20th. Register today and earn a sweet medal, race T-shirt, and a photo op at the finish line. Sign up at 971therace.com. Prepare your tightest running clothes, and we'll see you at the Fan 5K on June 20th.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Catch Ohio State baseball all season long on the Fan 2. You can find the magical land of the Fan 2 by tuning into 1460 on your AM dial or clicking on the Fan's HD2 feed. Tyler Danberg thanks you. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Sometimes tough times are a test, a chance to prove ourselves. Colleen O'Donnell proved her grit in Laredo, Texas, when she served as an immigration judge and faced the worst of the worst. Human smugglers, gang members, dangerous people. Colleen ordered them to be deported, never granted asylum once, and enforced the law to the letter. Now, Ohio needs tough leadership on the bench, so Colleen O'Donnell's running for Ohio Supreme Court as a constitutional conservative with 10 years of prior judicial experience. Ohio Right to Life PAC endorses Colleen for her devotion to our conservative values. America's toughest immigration sheriff, Richard Jones, endorses Colleen O'Donnell for her dedication to public safety. And the Ohio leaders we trust support Colleen O'Donnell for her unwavering loyalty to the rule of law and the Ohio State Constitution. The grit to lead, the experience to succeed. Colleen O'Donnell for Ohio Supreme Court.
Paid for by O'Donnell for Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see mostly cloudy skies turn more sunny throughout the day today, with highs topping out in the mid to upper 70s, but we'll also see a chance of showers and thunderstorms the second half of the day. As we go into tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid 50s, and then for Thursday, a beautiful day ahead with plenty of sunshine and highs in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. The best bet on the radio. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, draft week, draft day, tomorrow, draft night, whatever you want it to be, it'll be. Brownie's sitting there at 6, probably want to trade back. I've got no serious issues with it other than if they do, you know what it's telling us? That while they think Carnell Tate is really good, they don't think he's the best. Or they don't think that there's a big separation between he and the others. That's just my take. Because if you do think he is one of one and you don't want one of the other guys, then you'd probably have to take him there. If you prioritize weapon, which I know they do, but their offensive line needs help. I think their real priority would be trade down. Schefter will corroborate this in a second for us. Maddie, trade down. Mm-hmm. Now, everything's a risk. I get that. But they have to identify maybe the best offensive lineman in the draft. And then they have to, once they do that, then they have to identify what's the lowest we can get him within reason. And if that is their priority, so I'm checking, so I'm in their war room and I'm like, okay, offensive line, receiver, or maybe they're interchangeable depending on how the board falls. But let's say we have a consensus in the room. It's offensive line. Like, we can go after Carnell Tate, but we feel like there's some depth at receiver. Carnell's a great receiver. He's taller than the others. But, yeah, he did go up against the second corners of some of these college teams. And even though he can make the circus catch and high point anything, we feel like there's another guy within reason. Not going all the way down to, like, one of the receivers that's 5'10 or 5'11. Like, we're giving up too much there maybe. But if they prioritize offensive line and we can go back and get the same guy, then I feel like that's what they would do.
Yeah, I've always been in favor of the combination of offensive line and wide receiver with their 2 first-round picks this year. To your point about how they think the board may fall and how much depth is at a certain position, I think that factors into the mindset as well of Andrew Berry. It has to. Like, if you're looking at the offensive line, the grouping of the offensive linemen that may go in the first round, whether it's Fano or Freeling or the guy from Miami or any of those guys, right? Like, who is the best fit for our offense and what Todd Monken needs? And maybe it is Spencer Fano when you hear about his versatility and how he can play both tackle spots and maybe be able to slide inside. They can't go wrong, I think, with that combination. When they pull the trigger on that combination is going to be the fun part about this. And also, if they do move down, who do they move down with? I know the Cowboys has been a hot team, right? Where the Browns and the Cowboys, a lot of these people think that they're ready to do business and may have already done business, the way Andrew Berry did with the Jaguars prior to the draft last year as well. And so I'd be good with them taking Carnell at 6. Because in my mind, you take Carnell at 6 or Jordan Tyson at 6, those guys immediately become your number one wide receiver. I think those are the best wide receivers in that Browns room, so I wouldn't have an issue with that. But if there's a way you could get valuable draft capital back from somebody that wants to come up, it looks like the Browns have some optionality here, which I think is what you want when you're a team that's trying to build and get back to the winner's circle.
We're going to have Schefter on at 12:30, but he did comment this week, correct, TLC, about this? Do you have this sound?
Yeah, he did.
All right, let's hear what he had to say about what he believes the Browns are going to do.
Perfect scenario for the Cleveland Browns. They trade back in the draft. There already have been some exploratory calls. I think the Browns would like to go back. And I think most people around the league believe the Cleveland Browns would love somehow to come out of the first round where they're currently scheduled to pick 6th and 24th with, in no particular order, a offensive tackle and a wide receiver. Now, it could be wide receiver, offensive tackle. It could be offensive tackle, wide receiver. It could be trade back. Trade back would be preferable to this team. I think that's what a lot of people feel like they would love to do. Their offensive line has had to be rebuilt. There are some prospects there that they obviously could draft. Now, Francis Mauigoa may be there at number 70 or 60. You take him. Caden Proctor is somebody that I believe appeals to them with the mass that he has and the talent that he possesses. And then what wide receiver do they do? But I think when we get done with the first round, I think you're going to see a new tackle and a wide receiver in no particular order for the Cleveland Browns.
All right, so do you agree with me that tells me that if in no particular order, that means if they are willing to trade back, that means that they believe what I believe, which is that Carnell Tate is not a separator in their minds from the other receivers, not as much, if they don't take him at 6 and stay there.
Maybe so. Yeah, I think maybe it could be credit to the confidence they have maybe in the other guys too, right? Like a Mekhi Lemon may appeal to them, right? Like I think he's a really good player that we watched at USC. And so Carnell, like smaller. I said, both guys are kind of small, Mekhi Lemon, but that doesn't mean you can't be effective, right? Like Amon-Ra is a small guy. He's been killing the league coming out of USC as well. And so that's why I don't want to get caught up in stature being, and I know you're not saying that's the only reason why. And that's why I think the Jordan Tyson thing is interesting too, because here's a guy now that he does check that box, is where you get the route running, you get the size, you get the speed. It's just a question about health. Trading back and getting extra draft picks is always going to make everybody feel good. But I also think, what draft picks are we talking about in return that would be so valuable for the Browns to want?
Well, they'd come back and swap with who they were trading with, and they would probably get whatever additional pick would come along with that. Because let's say, where are the Rams? Rams are 13? All right. So let's say the Rams call up the Browns and say, we want number 6. We want to start the receiver run. That's who we are. So we're going to take Carnell Tate at 6, and we'll give you 13. Then they would probably give them also their 2nd and maybe a 5th. So you'd come back from 6 to 13, drop 7 spots. We'll give you a late 2 and a 5th. Does that do it?
And I still have 24. My original first-round pick being the Browns in that scenario. I already have that.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you keep 24.
I'm picking at 13, and I'm getting your second-round pick.
We just have you sliding back and taking a late 2nd and a 5th, and now all of a sudden And if your priority as the Browns is still receiver and offensive line, you still feel like at that point, if Caden Proctor is there at 13, then you've got maybe what you wanted anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 24, and then no one's forcing you to stay at 24. If you feel like you need to move up a little bit, now I don't think Pittsburgh would trade with you because it's in the division.
Yeah, right.
And especially if they want a receiver, because if you're trading up to get a receiver, now I probably have to get ahead of Pittsburgh.
They may need one of these offensive linemen with the Broderick Jones news coming out and his health. They're one of their starting tackles too. So
that might have changed it for them.
For sure. So, yeah, I have no issue with that movement, but I also don't think the Browns should overthink this either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they should get cute with the amount of movement that they do, because the second-round pick from the Rams this year, that's fine, but I don't know if that really is going to nudge me over the line to make me move around
I'd
that
give you
much
another pick, too.
when I can start to run on my own at whatever position at 6. That's all I'm saying. And still know that I'm on the board. If there was another first-round pick involved, then I'd strongly consider that. Or even if that second-round pick was next year's draft.
But if I can get that same offensive lineman, you're saying don't take the offensive lineman at 6 then?
No, I'm fine with them taking an offensive lineman at 6.
Even if they feel they can get that same guy at 12 or 13? I know there's no guarantee, but...
Yeah, I guess the second-round pick isn't that appealing to me to make me move off the spot and know I can get the best offensive lineman for me at 6.
I haven't heard anybody really say... Even though Carnell Tate is the unanimous top receiver, he is.
I don't know if he is coming out of this Jordan Tyson workout.
Okay.
I don't know if he is coming out of the weekend.
Even better then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
And they don't know. I mean, if they like him, they like him. They don't have to. It could be a win-win for both anyway. No one's saying that one's going to work out and one's going to be a bust. Like, that's usually when you're talking about receivers that good, they'll both be very good. Whether one becomes much better than the other is yet to be seen. But you know where my mind is. I'm kind of into the trading back a little bit for them and acquiring another pick that they can use for ammunition down the road or wherever. Maybe they can even use it in next year's draft, whatever they're going to get. If it's not all this year, if there's something next year, because I don't think they're a win now team. And I'm pushing everything to Brook Park. I'm pushing everything. It all depends on who the quarterback's going to be and all that. But I've not heard one person say, boy, the Browns will be really stupid if they don't take Carnell Tate. And you know why they're saying it? Because of the depth at receiver. It's not because of Carnell. It's because they feel that the difference between he and the others right now.
I'm not even caught up in Carnell, because my mind at 6 is taking offensive lineman first. Like, so this isn't Carnell at 6 for me. This is, let's not mess around with a unit that was bad for us last year. Get the best offensive lineman and let's go from there. That's how I'm
so
viewing
you're
it.
door number 3, stick and stay.
Yeah.
6 and 24, we're good either way.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Unless you can get a first from somebody, an extra, then I'm like, let's move around.
Well, yeah, that's
for sure. So
no one's giving that up to just move up 6 spots, I don't think.
Right, and the other thing is, if you
the
slide
Rams
back
might
to,
say, hey, we'll stay there and take the receiver that falls to us.
If you slide to 13 or 14, there's also the chance of you getting the offensive lineman you want picked off by somebody else. So I wouldn't want to take that chance either. So I'm just sticking and picking at 6, and I'm taking the best offensive lineman.
Andrew likes he likes those picks. Andrew, he likes to.
That's fine until the board doesn't fall the way you want it to fall.
We come back with our boy Schefty in 2 minutes. Get his inside info. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Now is the time to call Comer & Cross and transform your garage with a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. Maybe your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks or a bad epoxy or paint job. Well, a new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your entire garage in just one day. Now, here's the great part of this whole story. If you call them right now, they're going to take 50% off installation. Yeah, that's right, 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. Plus, they make it easy. They'll take your stuff out of the garage for you. They'll fix your cracks and pits perfectly like it's a new garage floor, and then they'll apply the proprietary finish that you pick. Yeah, I said it. They'll fix your cracks and pits. What's wrong with that? That's what you want. So call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get 50% off installation. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, it's that time of the week. We go to the senior NFL insider for ESPN, the one and only Adam Schefter. Shefty, we've almost arrived. How you feeling, bud?
I'm doing great. All ready for this.
Before we attack the draft, I do want to get your reaction, if you have one, to Vrabel's press conference yesterday. This was a stark reversal, maybe not reversal, maybe the wrong word, but remember his original quote. Photos show a completely innocent interaction. Any suggestion otherwise is laughable. They don't deserve any further response. And then yesterday, he's talking about difficult conversations. Somewhere in the middle, this story lies. What's your reaction to it?
Well, I thought at some point in time, Mike Vrabel has to address this. You can't preach smart decisions with your team and being accountable and all the things he referenced during his press conference yesterday and not address it publicly. You just can't do that. And I thought, that was the way to do it. I don't think they gave advance notice of the press conference, probably limiting some of the TV coverage. Like, if they had said in advance, Mike Vrabel will hold a press conference Monday at noon or whatever time it was, it would have been crazy. It wasn't. But that probably was done intentionally. So now he can talk, and now it's a more controlled environment, and he can deliver his message, and he can address it how he wants to address it. And now he's done that. So now when somebody asks him about it again, he's like, he can say, as I would imagine, I've spoken about this already. I've said what I had to say. And he had to do it at some point in time. You couldn't just shield it. And they probably didn't want to do it after the draft so that when the Patriots make their selections, when they just made their first-round pick and some young man's dream just came true, the entire press conference is all about Mike Vrabel and what happened.
That's true. He does come off, though, as a guy that is doing a backflip on this completely from what his original statement was, though. That he was wrongfully accused and misconstrued and portrayed in a wrong way, and it was very innocent. And yesterday was not about that at all.
Yeah, he didn't admit anything, but it certainly seemed to be an acknowledgement that something happened, right?
Mm-hmm. As an insider, do you look at this any differently?
Differently in terms of what?
Because he was involved allegedly with an insider, someone that does what you do for a living.
Again, that's his life, his situation to address, and everybody had their takeaways from that yesterday.
All right, Shefty, so let's get to the draft, right? We know Mendoza's going to be a Raider, so let's go to the second pick with the New York Jets. Yep. It seems like there's been a lot of back and forth and some fun debates about is David Bailey the better fit or is Arvell Reese the better fit? So what are you hearing about the Jets and where they may lean number 2 tomorrow?
Well, what's fascinating here is I guess I've seen some of the online conjecture about these betting markets on the Jets. And I don't think anybody but the GM, Darren Muji, and the head coach, Aaron Glenn, really know exactly what they're doing. If I were filling out a mock draft or making a prediction on their pick, my guess, and I emphasize guess, because I don't know, would be David Bailey. I just think that he is the more polished pass rusher right now. Doesn't mean he'll be the better NFL player, but that's the sense of where I think the pick will wind up. Now, we're going to find out on Thursday night whether that's right or wrong. Like I said, the betting markets apparently have adjusted a few different times. There have been various draft analysts who have gone back and forth on this publicly. So, who knows? Like, if it's Reese, I'm not going to be shocked. You know, the one thing I could say, it's not exactly groundbreaking. I expect it to be a pass rusher. I expect them to stay at 2. I expect them to pick one of those 2 guys, and my guess would be it's Bailey, but I don't know.
Yeah. Do you expect, this is a guess as well, I know everything's a guess, Dallas seems to be thrown around in every potential trade-up situation. How far they can go, who they want, that's what everybody would like to figure out.
Yeah. Well, I do think that they would like to find a way somehow to get either Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles. I do think that. Now, they're scheduled to pick 12 and 20. Is there a scenario formula situation that the Cowboys can make work with one of those guys? Now, I'll say this. If Arvell Reese goes 2 or 3, and Sonny Styles goes 4, Dallas can't make that happen. I don't think. It'll be very, very hard to do that. I guess, again, I don't know how this would grade out. Could Arizona trade 3 and 33? Again, we're just talking out loud here. 3 and 33 for 12 and 20. Is that worth it? By the way, like 3 and 33 together is 36. 12 and 20 is 32. So I guess technically Arizona might be getting the better of that deal slightly, maybe. Like, is that something that makes sense? Again, just talking out loud.
Mm-hmm. It certainly does if Dallas wants their pick of those defensive guys.
Right.
Now, if Dallas, for some reason, Arizona, they're probably leveraging that pick pretty good, right? Because there are people that might want one of those defensive studs or Jeremiah Love.
I think it's a limited market.
Okay.
I don't think that there are suitors knocking down their door to go get it. I think they're hoping that happens, and they're hoping that when the draft starts, eventually that does happen, and that somebody comes along and makes an offer that's compelling enough to make them move off 3. But to my knowledge, to date, it's only been exploratory phone calls about 3. Now, maybe teams are just waiting. They're not showing their cards yet, and they're going to step up. That could happen. Arizona would love to, I think, trade out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that somebody is going to put together a compelling enough offer to make that happen.
Okay. Shefty, so the Bengals gave up their 10th pick to acquire Dexter Lawrence. I want to ask you this. Before they made the trade for Dexter Lawrence, did they at all call the Raiders about Max Crosby?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
It's a different situation. I don't know that they would have been willing to trade the 10th pick for Max Crosby. I don't know that the Raiders would have taken the 10th overall pick for Max Crosby. The talks with Dexter Lawrence have been ongoing. I don't think there have been any talks for Max Crosby to my knowledge. Maybe somebody checked in. I don't know about it. Dexter Lawrence was their target. And I think when you look at it and figure it out, you're like, okay, this is an exercise I'm sure they went through. Are we better off picking the best defensive player at 10 or Dexter Lawrence? And they felt like Dexter Lawrence was the better play.
Do you believe that Joe Burrow influenced the trade with management?
I mean, influenced the trade? No, I don't think he's calling them and saying, I want Dexter. But I think the presence of Joe Burrow, and everything that's gone, like the the idea of him being happy, yeah, do I think that influenced them? Absolutely. Like his presence on the roster, yes. Thank you. I got some eggs delivered to my room, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah. So,
how does Adam Schefter like his eggs?
So anyway, I got him scrambled.
Okay.
So Joe, I just think look. And I said this before, and somebody said, "Hey, someone asked you, like, what did you say to upset fans in Cincinnati?" I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, I guess some Bengals fans are worked up that I said that it's a big season for Joe Burrow. Like, is that a headline? I don't understand that. Like, if they don't win this year, do you think Joe Burrow is going to be happy? If they don't win this year, do you think that there's going to be speculation about Joe Burrow's future? I think there will be if they don't win. That's what I think. That's what I believe strongly.
All right, enjoy your eggs. Have a great draft night tomorrow, and we'll definitely be recapping with you soon. Thank you, Shefty.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
You got it. Adam Schefter, ESPN Senior NFL Insider. Well, that was interesting. Part at the end. Huh. By the way, I never saw his comment about it's going to be a big year in Cincinnati.
I think he threw that out there maybe on his podcast or NFL Live, but he used the word speculation, and he said, I believe it strongly at the end.
Strenuously object. All right, let's talk about that next. And, boy, that is interesting. Now I know why they'd be a little upset. I actually do know why. Because he said on the interview we just had with him, is that news? Was that news? I hate to break it to you. When you say it, it's news. We'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Okay.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
At Low T Center, we're extending our New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted and have lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Low T Center. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. Low T Center is the most trusted name in TRT for a reason. Highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to you so you know that it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so call or head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com and book your TRT appointment today.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. As a longtime homeowner, I know how it goes when it comes to things that need to be fixed around the house and you just haven't gotten to them. Like maybe that leaky faucet that always has a drip. You think about it, but you never take care of it, and now it's just a part of the house. It's character. Maybe it's your windows that are always sticking and you can't get them open. So you just don't think about it. Who cares? Except now the weather's nice. You want to open the windows, and again, you can't because they're not fixed. Get new windows from Window Nation. They've made it easy to get top quality custom fit windows with their the more you buy, the more you save sale. You could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. Did you know investing in your home is actually one of the best investments you can make, especially in uncertain times? Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. Energy efficient, beautiful windows from Window Nation with great deals going on now. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
Educators, healthcare workers, first responders, and military. The Columbus Aviators salute you with $10 tickets to any home game. Get yours at uflaviators.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
This spring, take a break from interest with 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or GLakesHyundai.com. With approved credit ends 430.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Grab me a new cross-match bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said match bingo cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch-off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's only sold at retail counters? The one with over $15 million in prizes? Cross-match bingo.
One cross bingo match coming up.
However you say it, Cross Match Bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Thanks, Morgan. All right. Before we get to the Burrow stuff. So this could work in certain places. I'm not so sure in every company or team. But I had once heard a story about a hockey team, not ours, but a hockey team, where a couple of the guys that were making less money than the others. Remember, athletes, everybody knows what everybody's making, right? It's totally different than a private company or employees at a business. And these two hockey players got together and thought, what a great idea this would be for them. And maybe it's another way to, bless your teammates and have bonding. And it was at the end of the year, and they said, what if everybody puts their last game check in a hat? And it's just rando pull draft style.
Okay.
And they got the story goes, from what I was told, they got about 50 to 60% of the guys on board. But the guys that were making 9 or 10 or 11 million were like, what's in this for me? What is in the, seriously, what's in this for me?
To help out one of your little bros on the team.
It's almost like you're blessing a teammate, right? And I started to think about that. We could do that at the Fan, but the difference here at the Fan is that nobody knows what anyone's really making, technically, and you'd have to somehow keep it private, and you wouldn't be able to know whose check you got, right? Whereas in hockey, you'd be okay. If you knew who was the $9 million guy, you'd know if you reached into that hat and got a check that was $400,000.
Connor McDavid's check or whatever.
You would know, who you got.
Yeah.
And I was laughing about this story when I was talking to this certain person about it. I'm like, man, you couldn't get it done, huh? He's like, we tried really hard. We thought we were there.
Interesting.
We got it, we had it. It would have been great because those guys get paid they get 13 checks a year or whatever they get.
Okay.
And for a guy making 9, 10, 11, that check's going to be after taxes. That check's going to be over $400,000, one check.
Yeah.
So. And I started thinking, man, that'd be something.
I think that's a bad look for the top guys on the roster.
Yeah. It is and it isn't, right?
You're rolling in all that dough.
Well, that's
just one of them.
That's the pressure you put on them. And then the one guy says, well, what am I going to tell my wife when I throw my $400,000 check in there and I pull out $16,000? I got a better chance of going to Vegas and light that on fire.
You guys will be all right.
That's probably the answer.
Everything will be okay.
Can you imagine trying to get that done? You get 60% of the guys on board. You know what? Let's do it. I'm in it. Because there's no guarantee that you're going to get a horrible check.
Correct.
Now, if you're the highest, going in that you're pretty in trouble unless you pull a higher tier guy. Mm-hmm. You're going to lose, but you don't want to go all the way to the bottom.
For sure.
And the bottom guys are like, just get me in the tournament. Just if I'm in the tournament, if I'm in the hat, I know I'm going to break even or better.
I'm winning regardless.
And I think there was a rule. I think he told me there was a rule.
Mm-hmm.
I have to double check this on whether you could pull your own check.
That shouldn't be allowed, right?
Or if you did pull your own check, it maybe went back in the hat.
Okay. I love this idea. Not easy to pull off, but it's one of the cooler ideas. Because I think when you go through that season and the guys that maybe don't get a lot of run or don't make a lot of
guys
money,
that are making the minimum.
They're still putting in work too. They deserve a little bit of something like that. At least the chance to get something
puts
big
you
time.
in the Hall of Fame of good guys.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Didn't get it done, though, is the result of that story. All right, so the Schefter thing at the end there, we actually talked about this. And I honestly, I'm admitting this honestly, I threw it in at the end. I didn't even know. We had talked about it. When you asked about Dexter Lawrence, it hit me, wait a minute, let's get his opinion on whether he thinks Joe Burrow influenced the trade, because we heard that Dan Patrick said he had a source that said that Joe Burrow gave them an ultimatum. And when I heard Schefter say this is a big year for Burrow, the fans certainly panicked. That was the pushback he got, was because he thought, well, why? Everybody knows it's a big year for Joe Burrow. Well, a big year in what? And then if defense still stinks and the offense is good, he's going to say, I've had enough of this. That's where the fans were reading it.
The way I'm reading his comments to us at the end, to where he's taking us down the path of, does he believe that there will be speculation about his future if there's just another dud of a season? And he drops the quote, he strongly believes there will be. Schefter doesn't do that all the time. He doesn't do that all the time with us. And so when he digs in the way that, to me, and maybe I'm reading it wrong and overreacting, so tell me if I am, but when he digs 10 toes in like that, AR, that to me isn't him talking to a scout or getting a kind of gray area feel from Duke Tobin. To me, that's coming directly from talking to Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow giving him some type of information to where if this thing continues to be the same movie that we watch year in and year out again, then I don't know what I'm going to do. That's the way I'm reading it.
He'd have to waive his no trade. That's number one. Like, it's not the easiest guy to force a trade.
It's not.
He's under contract. He has a no trade.
But do you agree with me that Schefter seemed pretty strongly about this speculation that will start if we get another dud from the Bengals? That it's not just going to be some, hey, everything's fine coming from Joe Burrow. That's the way I read it. We may have to play it again.
Noise could be a little louder. Dan Orlovsky of Get Up on ESPN praised Lawrence's arrival, and he noted that the pressure on Burrow now will increase significantly on him. Listen, they lost some key players, Trey Hendrickson, all that, and this is abnormal for the Bengals, and a lot of people are praising them. Now he's got to stay healthy, which is anybody's guess. You can be a healthy guy and have a freak injury, of course, but he's had a list of them. And
what was your read on that quote, though, real quick before we go to break? Hearing Schefter say what he said to us,
that the noise could get a little louder,
and that he strongly believes it. Not some, hey, I just think, based off the way his contract looks, that this, like, he kind of dug in. And Schefter,
but they got Lawrence now.
They do, but he's talking about the end result of this season and the vibe that he has, I think, or that he's feeling from Joe Burrow right now. And I think he's talked to Joe Burrow about this.
He signed a contract 3 years ago, right? It was the 5-year?
Yeah.
So at the time, he was the highest paid player in NFL history. $55 million. By the way, you want to play the throw your last check in a hat game, Joe?
Please let me get his.
$3 million or whatever it's going to be.
Please let me get his.
Can we get a game check? You want to play that game?
Oh, man.
So I'm with you. We're inching closer to Joe Burrow feeling like maybe he would be maxing out in Cincinnati on what he can do, where he can take them. Now, what Orlovsky claimed was he would only have that kind of legitimate leverage if they didn't go out and do something. Now they have. So the pressure actually shifts more to him. And if they don't have a good year and he plays good but not great, then all of a sudden, what leg does he have to stand on that I want out?
And I'm still Joe Burrow. I'm number 9, and there's probably X amount of teams that would love to have me as their guy. You know, I think that's what he can always fall back on. I think it's easy not easy, but Dan likes to play that card of, hey, you know, this quarterback got this guy. Now all the pressure's on, like, there's always going to be a certain amount of pressure on Joey B because of how good he is. Like Mahomes, Lamar, like those guys have the same amount of pressure.
But the Bengals just said to him, we're with you. You wanted T, we did it.
And the question
you wanted
is,
to replace Trey, we did it.
Why are they doing that? And that's where my mind is. And I think the why is they are because their quarterback has time and time again over the last couple of years publicly let them know that I'm not the happiest guy.
Well, they're also
Schefter
doing it because they know how good he is.
No, for sure, but I think tying this back into what Schefter said at the end, I think there's some of that going on. Like him throwing out that I'm not the happiest guy last year and I want my job. Like that's a calculated move, I think, by a quarterback and a star player.
All right.
I think we're going to have to hear that again at some point.
I just think they're doing it because they admit they know they're in a winning window with one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
I don't disagree with that, AR, but this is
good business.
This is a different way of doing business.
You know why you're saying this? Because it's against their history.
And I want to know why. And I think I know the reason why. And I think Schefter, to me, told us a little bit of the reason why today.
All right, we're coming back top of the hour, sports update. Shedeur Sanders, one quarterback to another. How does he feel about the race he's in Cleveland? Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. April's the perfect time to reset your home for the long run, and Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus 24 months with no payments and no interest. And if you need some more, how about a $500 bonus off your home improvement project? Schedule your free estimate today. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows. Common Man here for GoGermain.com. I have been telling you about my friends at Germain for a long time, and it's because they bring the goods. And right now, you get $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event. Yes, cue the trumpets. Nearly 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, plus an extra $3,000 on your trade means your budget goes further. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started now at GoGermain.com.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into the vacation season. Here, let me help you. Dr. Tessner and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office, and you can go right on with your day that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every day. I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, shoulders, or back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I am at the end of my rope, taking medication every day just to get through. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics are easy, done in the office here in Dublin and Gahanna. The consultation is free, so don't wait. It'll be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now you know my good feet story, but the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling more comfortable makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Now is the time to call Comer & Cross and transform your garage with a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. Maybe your garage floor has exposed concrete with stains and cracks or a bad epoxy or paint job. Well, a new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your entire garage in just one day. Now, here's the great part of this whole story. If you call them right now, they're going to take 50% off installation. Yeah, that's right, 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. Plus, they make it easy. They'll take your stuff out of the garage for you. They'll fix your cracks and pits perfectly like it's a new garage floor, and then they'll apply the proprietary finish that you pick. Yeah, I said it. They'll fix your cracks and pits. What's wrong with that? That's what you want. So call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get 50% off installation. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacobs. Some MLB action coming up as both Ohio teams getting ready for first pitch at 1:10. The Reds are looking to close out a sweep against the Tampa Bay Rays. Brandon Williamson on the mound for Cincy. Nick Martinez for the Rays. Cleveland also getting ready to face the Houston Astros. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guards. Peter Lambert for Houston. Last night in the NBA playoffs, Spurs star Victor Wembanyama sustained a concussion on a hard fall during the second quarter of their Game 2 loss to the Portland Trailblazers. Wemby has no timetable on a return to action. Some more Game 2 action tonight as Orlando looks to go up 2-0 on Detroit at 7. And for the nightcap, Phoenix will be in Oklahoma City at 9:30. This update was sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
All right, his second hour of the program. Stephen Means is going to join us, talk Buckeye football, bottom of the hour at 1:30. All right. And by the way, David Pollack.
Let's go.
Former
Georgia
Game
Bulldog.
Day, Georgia Bulldog, the C-Ball Hitball podcast. Former Bengal for a moment in time. Probably one of the best defensive players out of Georgia in his time. One of the best college sack artists. And he'll join us at 2 o'clock today.
Okay, let's go.
And go over the Buckeyes and the draft and all that good stuff. All right, so we went through all this yesterday with the Browns. Who's first quarterback taking a snap, the drill this, team drill that.
We really took the bait yesterday. We did.
Yeah, we did it, though, in kind of a, fun, tongue-in-cheek kind of way. Like, I didn't really care. I cared to see how much they cared. Now, I admit that we're going to talk about this. So I don't want to play that game where I'm deflecting.
100%.
I absolutely feel like that this is going to be a big story this year on who's Monken's starting quarterback. And whether it's going to truly be best man wins, or whether they feel like if it's a tie, or if it's a tough one, like it's hard, how do we break this tie? Do we break the tie with just our gut feeling on who's better for this offense, or do we break the tie on who's got a better future with us, or who we'd like to see? Because it's either resurrecting Deshaun of the dead and seeing if that works, or leaning more into the Shedeur development.
I have to imagine, and this is just my guess, when you're Todd Monken and you're trying to prove you're worthy of being one of the NFL head coaches in the sport, you're going to go with whoever you think is going to win you the game this week and the next week and the week after that. To me, that just seems like the type of guy that he is. And so that's why I happen to think that a veteran quarterback is going to make a coach with that mindset more comfortable earlier in the process than maybe Shedeur will. Maybe I'm completely wrong because Shedeur got his feet wet last year, obviously wasn't great, but Deshaun obviously has much more experience than he does. And so both these guys are starting, I think, at an even spot. I don't think there's anybody in pole position right now. I think I'd be surprised if we get any of that from Monken. He just doesn't seem like he's going to give any of that away, and I think maybe that was part of his calculation as well, as messing with the media a little bit and putting one guy in the starting role here and the quarterback drills and one guy in the starting role in 11-11. He knows the game. He knows what he's doing, and I don't think he's going to reveal his cards anytime soon, nor should he, because I don't think there's a worthy quarterback right now for anybody to really back at the moment, as this is the reason why he should be the guy and this is the reason why the other guy shouldn't be the guy. So we got a long way to go with this process, and I'm here for it. It's going to be fun to talk about and see what we get.
It may sound stupid to say this, but maybe he doesn't truly know.
How can he, honestly?
Yeah, so,
honestly, how can he? You go back and you look at the film for both guys and what you've gotten from them recently. Now, I know Deshaun's been out of mind a little bit, but you still have to go back and see what he was prior to him getting hurt. And then you look at what Shedeur did last year, and it's like, I don't think you feel great about anybody if you're a coach at the moment. So those guys are going to have to put all the time in and prove to him and their teammates why they should be the guy.
It's an unknown. I think he actually likes the fact that maybe he could be the one to tap into Deshaun Watson. Like, I think there's a little bit of challenge there.
Yeah, that can motivate you as a coach, for sure.
I think it could, because I think he knows that he's talented. Now, he doesn't know how healthy he is or if he's the exact same guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I view this as it's a new lease on life for both of them. If Monken is being honest with Deshaun, he could say, I don't care what happened here before I got here. I honestly don't care. This is competition. You want in it? Show me. That's it. Honestly, and I think he is that guy. Yeah. Because I think there's a lot of people that believe, and I could be wrong about this, that Haslam is influencing this. I pay this guy a ton of money. He's healthy. I want to recoup some of it. I want to right my own wrong. I said it was a swing and a miss. Now I say we could rescue this. Like, I think he wants to be right at the end of the day. And some Browns fans have told me, like, Haslam probably wants to prove that he can be still right about Deshaun.
That would not surprise me at all, AR, because when that whole situation happened and they handed him the $200+ million and gave up the draft capital, that's being looked at as one of the worst deals in the modern era, maybe the history of the sport. And so, to your point, billionaires don't like to be embarrassed. Rarely happens for them. That's why they've been so successful and made the money that they've made.
But he did admit that he did.
He did. But I think you bring up something as well. It's like, okay, well, let's just see if I was correct in doing that, even though the majority of us know that that wasn't the move to make at the time.
Now, as I praise Monken, I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Is this a lie? All right. Is this the lie that he's not ruling Dylan Gabriel out of the race?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a two-man race. I would just say that at every position, there's competition. Irrespective of the reps that they get, which I've said before, I mean, everybody ought to be competing. But what I have liked with Dylan is the way he goes about his business. Very professional, highly intelligent, understands football, has a certain charisma about him and a confidence that's hard to create. He has it innate. You saw it throughout his career. You don't go to 3 different programs and have the success he had if he doesn't have a belief in himself.
You know, you're not allowed to jump in on this now.
You know what we didn't hear was him talking about the physical traits that Dylan Gabriel brings and what he likes about that. It was a lot of the preparation and the mindset and all of that.
His great personality, his winning personality.
Exactly.
This is we have a lot of depth. When coaches go to depth and they don't say talent with it.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I just heard? He or she's got a great personality.
Well, I think
that's what I just heard.
He's a real go-getter. He's a guy that has to be a professional and show up because he can't make it against these guys on talent alone. Probably.
Yeah.
I think he can admire the guy that he's trying to be.
For sure.
But he knows he's third in the race, although
Like you
that
said.
one may have been a little bit of a half lie, but I think he wanted to do right by his guy.
Yeah,
because I need him to force the other guys too.
That's it, right? And you're never going to completely dunk on a guy publicly and say, yeah, the guy stands no chance. So that's kind of the only card you can play if you're a coach. But it just feels to me that this does come down to Deshaun and Shedeur and seeing which one of those guys is the better option for you.
Now, the one thing I can say about Shedeur is that he's very consistent in his approach, right?
Unwavering confidence.
That's right. I mean, he doesn't even walk a tightrope between confidence and arrogance. Like, it's just one thing. He has one mindset, and it's that nothing's going to stop me. Now, I sometimes think that that's a little bit frightening, but I also think that he also does believe he's got a lot of work to do. So I think we can acknowledge both. Let me play this one for you on whether last season was humbling.
I feel like I was a man. I don't let nobody else dictate how I feel about myself. If you allow that, then you living for the wrong reasons. I know who I am as a person, as an individual, and just being a child of God. So I can't let nobody dictate how I could feel about myself. And if I allow that, then I'm not mentally strong. I got to be able to be mentally strong in each and every situation that life throws at you.
Which is a great answer. Mm-hmm. But the follow-up, if there is one or was one, is, okay, forget about what everybody else says. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about yourself?
Well, I think he told us last year. You give me a whole offseason, what do you think this is going to look like? You know who daddy is. I think he's told us
but after you've evaluated your season and you look yourself in the mirror, honestly, because you're not all there yet.
Yeah.
And you do need a team around you. He can't do it by himself. I'm not putting it all on him.
Yeah.
But so we all now know, forget about what anybody else says. Like for him, at least. Mm-hmm. He can ignore it if he wants, which he does pretty well. I just would like to know about how he feels, honestly, about himself, his consistency or lack of consistency, and where he does absolutely need to get better. What falls onto him?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer I'd get is,
you know who my daddy is.
Yeah.
Give me a whole off season. This is just 1 week. What do you think it's going to look like? Guys like Shedeur, here's what I care about. Not what they're saying. What work are we putting in? That's what matters. Like, if you have a teammate like that, or if you have a player like that from a coach's perspective, those guys can talk all they want. I'm good with it as long as they're in the lab, putting in the hours, and being the guy that you want them to be as far as being a leader with their actions. We haven't heard anything that's not that about Shedeur. And until we hear that, I don't care about what he says as long as he's respecting his time, he's respecting his teammates' time, and he is in the film room, in the weight room, out there on the field putting in the work. You do that stuff, I'm good with whoever you are.
Yeah. You know where I stand on this. I'm okay if Deshaun is the much better guy and you can win games, then at the end of the day, that's probably the decision to make. If it's wavering or it's a tie, my guess is you lean more into Shedeur's development. Although, now saying that, I will tell you this. I think it's great that Deshaun is back in the mix to light even more of a fire under Shedeur. I think if Shedeur came back thinking, this is all mine and no one can pry it from me, while that could be okay, I think this is better.
I think it works for both parties.
Mm-hmm.
From your perspective, and I think Deshaun looking at him and saying, oh.
Paycheck wins.
They think this is the guy? Leaks forgot about me. So I think both guys are being motivated by each other.
Ins and outs coming your way next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I love my Kubota tractor, RTV, and zero-turn I got from Green & Sons, and you can check them out online at greenandsons.com or visit them in store in Mount Sterling or north of Marysville and Raymond for all your Kubota needs.
With the first pick of my favorite places in Columbus, I choose
Hollywood Casino Columbus. The draft is coming up. 4 in the top 10. Oh, man, is this draft going to be fun. So much fun, we need to throw a party. Scotty Vegas here, and come to the sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus on Thursday, April 23rd for the draft. We're going to have contests, prizes, and best bets. See you at 7 on Thursday, April 23rd. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-589-9966.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
T-Bone and Tybus is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
How'd you feel about doing the spring game?
My passion came back out.
Dylan, you hear that? Like here, it's just boring old hat. It's really,
Because you two are Debbie Downers.
Mornings on The Fan.
Who's Vice President J.D. Vance's pick for Ohio Treasurer? America First conservative Jay Edwards. As the first state lawmaker to endorse Donald Trump for president, Jay Edwards has been on the front lines, standing up to the rhinos and leftists since day one. Now, we need a MAGA fighter who protects our Ohio tax dollars as our treasurer. And that's what Jay Edwards has always done. He sponsored the largest tax cut in Ohio history, saving families over $3.1 billion. Jay Edwards has never been afraid to do what's right and fight for our values. That's why he's a 100% pro-life and 100% pro-gun conservative, earning the highest possible rating from Ohio gun owners. He's the proven America First leader we need to clean up fraud and keep our money safe. Endorsed by J.D. Vance. Jay Edwards for Ohio Treasurer.
Paid for by Friends of Jay Edwards.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see mostly cloudy skies turn more sunny throughout the day today, with highs topping out in the mid to upper 70s, but we'll also see a chance of showers and thunderstorms the second half of the day. As we go into tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid 50s, and then for Thursday, a beautiful day ahead with plenty of sunshine and highs in the low 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, TLC, what you got?
All righty. Are you in or out on muting the television whenever Schefter comes on the screen during the draft? That's what me and my friends do.
Because you're afraid of getting information?
Yeah, like if somebody trades up, usually the insiders know who they're trading up for, and they'll say it. And so in order to keep the element of surprise at our draft parties, what we usually do is we usually mute the television whenever we see the insiders show up with their inside information.
What do these draft parties look like? We got a nice spread going? Like, what's the vibe?
A bunch of dudes on a couch.
Okay, there we go.
You know, maybe wearing a T-shirt of their favorite team.
Okay.
Maybe some, like, Wingstop or something.
Okay, now we're talking. So you'll mute Schefty. Are you muting Twitter notifications as well? How do you guys handle that?
Stay off your phones. That's up to you. And every now and again it's me. But every, like, 7 picks, you'll hear someone go, man, I forgot that it was even on Twitter because they just saw the next pick. Just, you know, when you've been brain rotten and doom scrolling for as many years as we have in our generation, if you're on the app and you don't even realize you're on the app until you see someone, you see an insider tweet out the next pick, and it's like, dude, I didn't even realize that was on Twitter. And so we mute the television to try to avoid all that.
It's not a bad idea.
You guys aren't doing any like betting or predictions or anything like that?
I'm trying to get my friends to get into some sort of,
because I think
like,
that would be fun
betting
if you guys
draft
are gonna,
with me.
You guys going to throw the phones in a bucket and just, what else you doing then? Just sitting there waiting?
I want to do like some sort of like dinger draft with my buddies, but like where we draft players who we think will get traded up for. And so you get a point, I don't know, like if you have like Kenyon Sadiq. And, you know,
I like that.
And
the tight end.
The Broncos are on the clock. And, well, the Broncos don't have I don't even think the Broncos have a first-round pick because they just traded Waddle. But, you know, hypothetically, the Broncos are on the clock. Oops, just kidding. Now it's the Bills, and they're taking Kenyon Sadiq. That scenario will not play out tonight. But it's like if you have a bunch of guys, and if there's a lot of trade movement, so I want to, like, kind of get creative with that, like make a game out of it or something.
Well, it sounds like you're the host with the most, pal. You just got to get your team on board.
Okay.
Get them excited about the project.
You guys are smacking those lemon pepper wings.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
licking those nubs.
Oh, my God.
It's a real wing party. TLCs.
No, it's kind of like everybody gets one for themselves.
Oh, man.
Eating off their own plate. We're not all like reaching in a bowl. It's not like one of those KFC buckets.
AR, come on, man. Because he's doing this because he knows I can't stand it.
It's his biggest pet peeve.
He's trying to torture me right now, TLC. Like hearing people lick their fingers while I'm eating.
I saw somebody lick their fingers eating
wings,
pizza, and it was a bad. I agree. I got some PTSD from that.
Yeah.
Wings, I get it. You're going to go through about 80 napkins.
It's just the sound. That's all. You got to lick your fingers, but it's just the sound, man. If we could avoid that.
Lip smacking.
Please, please, please. Your original question was, do we also mute the television?
Yes.
When an NFL insider pops up?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't do that either. But I'm kind of thinking, should I be doing that?
I don't, just shutting down the laptop or not being on it. I think that's enough.
Because usually they'll have Schefter at like his own little pod area. Like he's not up there. Because I think it's now like Louis Riddick and obviously Mel Kiper and Greeny, I believe, is leading the charge there. And then they will cut to Schefty, and you know something's about to pop off when he does do that. So I actually think I'm going to roll with TLC tomorrow and try that out.
Will you be having scrambled eggs with Schefty?
No, I will not.
Hey.
No, I will not. But I'm going to try out your theory tomorrow, TLC, and see if I like it.
All right.
I'm in.
I mean, as long as we're not invited, we'll have to do our own
we're
thing.
not. His draft part, of course not.
That's what I got out of that segment.
It's not at the Turtle, so you won't be interested.
No, I'm just...
It's not on a golf course.
See, don't deflect that. That's not right.
It's going to be in a...
dudes on a couch eating wings.
Yeah. All I heard was a bunch of dudes on a couch.
I got some tennis dudes staying at my place right now. But I don't even know what I'm doing for the draft tomorrow, to be honest with you.
What time's kick for this thing
Well,
tomorrow?
it's a
8 or
school
7?
night.
8, I hope.
8 to 11. I think they're going to pack it all in 3 hours.
8-minute clock for teams. Okay, you only get 8 minutes this year. I like that for the NFL.
Fast.
Let's get it moving a little bit.
Are you in or out on watching The Aviators? Have you done so yet?
I've glanced at some YouTube clips.
All right, listen. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Hey, you asked. I'm being honest.
Glance Armstrong at some YouTube
They popped
clips.
up in my algorithm, and I was like, let me see what's going on. So, yeah, I've watched some of their action out there. How about you, sir?
Yeah, what do you think of their offense?
Potent.
The first word that came to your mind.
Come for the T-shirts. Stay for the runs.
Oh, man. What about you?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, yeah.
I just...
What are you waiting for?
Just saying, there's still time. right? They've only played a few games.
You're not ready yet?
Ramping up. Let's see their next. You talking about in person or on the telly?
No, on TV.
All right, let's see. Yeah, week 4. No, they've already played that. Week 5 at Houston this weekend. And then, it's a nice home and home with the Gamblers. Friday, May 1st.
Throw the records out.
At historic Crew Stadium.
Okay.
All right. So they got that home game. And then they're not home until closer to the end of May against Birmingham, then Louisville. Those are my chances. See? I gave out their schedule. Tickets on sale now. What? I did my civic duty.
Civic duty?
I just gave out their schedule. I'm not paid to do that.
No, you're not.
I didn't even get a towel.
We didn't get anything.
And you know what? Maybe if we did, maybe we'd watch.
We can be bought.
Not a lot either, folks.
It's National Girl
Just that simple.
Hey, 3, 2, 1. It's National Girl Scout Leaders Day. Are you in or out on Thin Mints being the best Girl Scout cookie?
I mean, it's really hard for me to,
eat a cookie.
I'm out. Well, yeah, that too. I'm out. I'm team tag along, man.
I like it.
I'm going tag along. Like, I know Thin Mints is kind of the shoe-in for a lot of people. You throw them in the freezer, fridge, however you like it. I'm not pushing back on that. They are phenomenal. But Anthony Rothman, there's something about a tag along, man. That
Tell us about it.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
Don't they already have a peanut butter?
I think they do just have a straight-up peanut butter Girl Scout cookie. I believe so. But, yeah, I'm team tag along. So I'm out.
I mean, if the question is the Thin Mint the best? For me, it would be yeah. And they do have, I would like it to be from the freezer. But there aren't too many ones that I would turn down. But if you're ranking them, I think that's the one to beat. That's the team to beat. Thin Mint is the team to beat.
Do you feel
Can you beat that with a tag-along?
Yes.
Might take 2 tag-alongs to 1 Thin Mint.
They got a double team that Thin Mint?
That's right.
Are you, do you feel this strongly about mint chocolate chip ice cream?
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Outstanding.
But is that your number 1 ice cream flavor?
I think if we're most of the time, if that's
really?
being offered,
okay,
it'd be hard for me to jump that with something else.
Okay, so what
am I jumping that with? Honestly,
I was gonna go like
31 flavors. This is gonna be tough.
Like, I don't think I'm picking.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm picking that over chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, man. You can't pick anything over that.
I don't really. Yeah, I don't think
Except
I'm picking.
for maybe the classic Grater's Black Raspberry Chip. When I go to Grater's, which isn't often, because I try not to eat too much ice cream, but when I do,
you
get a cone.
Okay.
1 scoop of the Black Raspberry Chip, 1 scoop of the chocolate chip cookie dough.
Okay, I like that.
I'll tell you, I'm just kind of looking over them now. And they got a lot more flavors than I thought. Like, I know they got 31, but I thought they were a little more generic than this. I do like a cookies and cream.
Mm-hmm.
I just spotted that, and I'm like, if mint chip is going up against cookies and cream,
You're going cookies
that
and
is
cream.
a 4-quarter game. That is not a blowout.
I don't know. I got cookies and cream in 5.
I think it's going 7. I really do. There's regular. Remember, there was regular like chocolate chip ice cream, like vanilla, with
which is
chocolate,
mid.
Which is good.
Just mid.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do it, you got to go mint.
Yeah.
All right.
We got to get Stephen Means' take on that. And how many Buckeyes does he think are going in the top 10 outside of the spring game stuff?
What's he think of the Gladiators or Aviators? I already forgot their name.
Oh man!
Ever seen a grown man naked? How about a gladiator fight? Stephen Means next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Common Man here for Germain Volkswagen. Right now, you get $3,000 over Kelly Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event at both Germain Volkswagen of Columbus and Germain Volkswagen of Westerville. Plus, during Volkswagen Driver Days, interest rates can't get any lower on the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas and the 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan. Available to qualified customers on approved credit through Volkswagen Financial Services. See dealer for full details. Get started started now at GoGermain.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
It's time to choose happiness again. With the weather being warmer, my kids want to go outside and play, but my knee pain used to ruin these moments with my kids. Until I got with Dr. Tesner and his medical team at QC Kinetics. They relieved my knee pain right there in the office that day. So if you say yes to any of these questions I'm about to ask, then you're the kind of patient that QC Kinetics regenerative treatment help every day. I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, and shoulders or back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to the activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery or a long recovery. I am at the end of my rope, taking medication every day just to get through the day. Did you answer yes to any of these questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics are easy, done in the office here in Dublin and Gahanna. The consultation is free, so don't wait. It will be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
He's our friend Stephen Means, Ohio State football for Cleveland.com, host of Buckeye Talk Pod, affectionately known on this show as Natron. My man, it's good to have you back. How you been?
I've been good, guys. How you guys?
Outstanding. What is a bigger lock in your mind that Chris Henry is going to impact this football team this year in a massive way, or that Julian Sayin is going to take off and run a lot more than people are used to?
That's the hardest question I've had to answer all week. I would say the former about Chris Henry Jr., but I don't think that has to be a negative thing. I think Julian's going to take the yards after there. I don't think we're going to have a situation where we're all scrolling social media and seeing screenshots of, here's Julian saying, and here's 20 yards of green grass he didn't take. You want to know how this play ended? In an incompletion because he threw the ball out of bounds. I don't think we're going to see that, but I think that Chris Henry Jr., he got off to a slow start this spring, which is understandable. He's 18 years old, and he's trying to make a transition from high school to college, even if he was coming from a pretty highly touted program out there at Mater Dei. But it did sound like he was starting to turn a corner the week he lost his black stripe, and then he did what he did in the spring game. I don't know if we're going to get to a point where it's just him and Jeremiah Smith are the outside wide receivers, but I think that if he can build on the momentum he had the last couple of weeks of spring and then the spring game, we're going to go from a conversation of like, hey, is this something we should keep an eye on? And maybe halfway through the season, it turns into something interesting, the same way we saw with maybe Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Marv and JSN later in their freshman seasons. And maybe it's not JJ level, but it's like this dude is heavily in the rotation, and maybe we get to the end of the year and we're going, okay, this is the best wide receiver returning in college football in 2027.
All right, now that the spring game is behind us, I want to hit you with this. The transfer portal addition that you believe will make the biggest impact this season is whom?
Oh, they think that's a dude. Like, seriously, listen, no one's replacing Caleb Downs and everything that he was, but Earl Little, can he get 75% of what Caleb Downs is? And unfortunately, we didn't get to see him in the spring game because, he had a procedure on his knee a couple of days before that. But they got a lot of good transfers, but they think that Earl Little is a dude, like a home run type of hit, and a type of guy who can be a potential all Big Ten, All-American level candidate. And I think when they were first adding all these guys, maybe he was flying a little bit under the radar because he was a bit of a journeyman who had been at Bama, who had been at Florida State, and had been fine, but he wasn't necessarily elite. I know that they think they might have stumbled on to something here where at least 75, maybe 60% of what they were doing with Caleb Downs, they can do it with Earl Little, and he'll be just as effective.
I know he had a moment defensively, but what is your expectation of Bo Atkinson's impact on this defensive line this year?
He's more comfortable, and I think what we saw last Saturday in the spring game is proof of that. We've seen some of that throughout practice where he is a little bit more comfortable. I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, he got comfortable and now he's going to be an all Big Ten level player or anything near as productive as he was at North Carolina because this is better competition. You know, the Big Ten's a better conference than the ACC. Ohio State's obviously a better program than North Carolina. But I think he's serviceable in a way that last year, if we saw him a lot early in the year, by the end of the season, it didn't feel like he was maybe part of the mix. I think he adds to the depth of what that room could be with Kenyatta Jackson. Maybe we see Zion Grady and Epi Satanale take a step. Obviously, they brought in Clay Russaw, who they have a lot of trust in and a lot of high hopes for. But I think Bo Atkinson has a chance to raise the floor of where that room could be in a way that he really wasn't doing 12 months ago.
Let's stay in that room. And you brought up the guy I wanted to ask you about, and that is Kenyatta Jackson. He's coming off a season to where he racked up 6.5 sacks, as you know. But now when you get that time on task, for me, obviously you're going to be more comfortable. So how high of a ceiling do you believe he has this year? What type of pass rusher and defensive player do you think he can turn into in 2026?
I think so. About halfway through last season, we talked with Kenyatta Jackson, and he was talking about how, listen, I love my role right now. We're playing well defensively, but a lot of my role was set the edge, cage defenders, not really be on attack as much as we maybe saw with Caden Curry as he racked up a lot of sacks. And he told us that he had a conversation with Matt Patricia about, listen, I understand I got to do my job, but also can I, get freaky with it a little bit and use my pass rush moves on third down? And he said that Matt Patricia told him, you can do whatever you want as long as you don't run past the quarterback and lose contain. And it felt like there was a switch that flipped for him. And you could literally see it in how he was playing and how dominant he was and how he was getting after guys before that conversation versus after that conversation. And I think the Michigan game, the Penn State game, even in the losses to Indiana and Miami, you saw and kind of felt Kenyatta Jackson's presence. And now he's got to be the leader of the room. Now he's one of the voices of this team. Now he's one of the faces of this team. So can he take that next step? I think he can. I think Kenyatta Jackson can be as good as he wants to be. And it sounds like he said it himself that Ohio State's putting him in positions where he can win one-on-one. They're going to put him in positions this season where he's going to have to be on attack and he's going to have to be productive. So I think the sky is the limit for a guy who's 6'6", 270 pounds with an elite get-off. He showed up here with that, and even if it's taken 5 years to get here. Listen, do I think he's going to be a first-round draft pick? Probably not. But can he be as much of a productive player as we saw with Caden Curry and be a 10-sack guy? I think that is very much on the table. It's all whether or not he wants to seize the moment that's in front of him right now.
I think we all were looking forward to seeing if Devin Sanchez would be able to level up and be that guy and really patrol that side of the field and be a lockdown guy. Are you as confident as most of us are that high expectations and that he will meet them this year?
Yeah, that dude's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, I think, listen, they're losing 4 guys who just allowed them to do so much defensively because you had that guy on their team, and Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, and Caden McDonald. And I think this year we're kind of wondering who those people are going to be, who are going to be the stars of this team, where it's like, oh, Matt Patricia got to get creative in this way because this guy he didn't have to worry about. I think Tim Walton's used the word dominant with describing Devin Sanchez in terms of what he has to be this year. I think they view Devin Sanchez as a guy who can lock down an entire side of the field. And in the small amounts that maybe the public's gotten to see, he's been backing that up. With there's clips, obviously, of him going at it with Jeremiah Smith all over social media. Jeremiah Smith got targeted 3 times on Saturday. The one time he was getting covered by Devin Sanchez, it was an incompletion. And, we were in there on Friday, the day before the spring game, and it felt like they just couldn't throw to Devin Sanchez's side. I think the 300-plus snaps they gave him last year are going to be well worth it because this guy might just shut down an entire side of the field for Ohio State over the next 2 years. I'm sold on we get to the end of this year and Devin Sanchez is one of the best cornerbacks in college football.
Let's zoom out from the current roster and get your feel on how many Buckeyes you believe go in the top 10 tomorrow.
I think they get 4. I think Caleb is the interesting one because of the position he plays, and do teams start to overthink it and go, I don't know, should we take a safety at 8, 9, or 10 or anything like that, instead of just going, this is, I mean, I don't need to overthink this. This is one of the best players in the draft. I'm going to take him. I think Arvell, Sonny, and Cardinell are probably locks unless teams just fall in love with Jordan Tyson over the next 24 hours. But I'll say, yeah, I think they get it. And it's going to be interesting to see what the conversation is coming off of that. If they get to pick 10 and all 4 Buckeyes come off the board, then maybe Caden McDonald sneaks in as a first rounder later in the round. How we look back on this 2025 season in a year where they did beat Michigan, but they didn't win the Big Ten and they didn't win a playoff game, how we look back on that and whether or not we feel like Ohio State maximized the roster that had 5 first-round draft picks on it, and 4 of them went in the first 10 picks.
Well done, brother. We appreciate you very much. Can't wait to talk to you during the offseason. And we have one more question for you, maybe the hard-hitting one that we buried the lead.
So, we were kind of talking some ice cream flavors before we brought you on. And we went down the road of mint chocolate chip cookie dough, cookies and cream. You let us know, in your power rankings, what is the best ice cream flavor in the world right now?
Oh, you guys are going to hate me for this. Sometimes you just got to run the ball and keep it simple and get you some vanilla or French vanilla, man.
Okay.
Because then you can do anything. The thing is, I actually like the weirder flavor, so Jennings is like my go-to ice cream place because they've also got like the variety of different stuff. But if we're talking the basics, you want to be able to put everything in your ice cream, just go with vanilla because then you got versatility for what you want to do with it.
Okay, are we dressing this up with a brownie, cookie, a little Hershey drizzle? Like, how are we dressing it up?
Definitely some cookies.
Okay.
Maybe a couple sprinkles.
Okay. See the vision.
Caramel, some caramel drizzle. If you're going to be basic with the base, then you got to get a little out there with some of the toppings you put on it.
I see the vision. I see it.
Exotic for sure. You the man. Enjoy the whatever off season we're going to have, and we'll call you back soon. Thanks, bud.
Anytime, guys. Thanks.
It's our friend Stephen Means, Cleveland.com, covering the Buckeyes on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. I see where he's going with it if you want to make it all about the toppings. But I know you were trying to zero in on if you just, because we could have pinned him to the corner and just said, all right, we're taking toppings off the table.
What are you rolling with?
That's the follow-up.
French vanilla, vanilla bean.
He's not doing that.
I'm not mad at that either, though. That's a good standalone. It's, it's down the fairway. Nice little driver down the fairway. But let's get a little Happy Gilmore-ish here and get down the fairway to a little sauce on that thing, too. And so, yeah, you're mint chocolate chip. I'm going chocolate chip cookie dough. I don't think we're missing at all with those. Those are hits. No misses.
I had the cookies and cream as kind of like if I wanted to make a double switch.
Okay.
Like in my lineup, if I had to do that. Where were you, TLC? What are you following up those wings with?
Oh, ice cream wise?
Yeah.
Oh, the chocolate chip cookie dough or the black raspberry chip.
Oh,
I mean, I don't mind.
He did endorse that from Graders.
I mean, vanilla's basic, but I do like that pick by Stephen Means.
Yeah, vanilla bean, though. It can't just be right like the vanilla.
Yeah.
We got to go French
Why?
vanilla.
What am
I don't know what the difference is.
There's a little bit of extra something going on with the vanilla bean and French vanilla. Like when you open it, I believe like French vanilla has a yellowish color to it, more so than vanilla. That's just white. I believe so.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more, pizzazz to it, if you will, when you get a little vanilla bean.
What would we have to pay you to do a taste test for us? Per scoop.
$1 million per day.
Recall.
You just talk. My agent just gave you the answer.
$1 million to consume. If I put a big hot fudge sundae right here.
For $1 million?
No, not $1 million. I could think a lot of other things that you might consume for $1 million than a hot fudge sundae. Most people would say, you're paying? I'll eat it. All right, we're going to come back with a Buckeye Bulletin, and where are the Buckeyes heading into the summer? You'll hear from Ryan Day next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Anthony here for Germain Honda of Dublin. Gas prices got you thinking twice about filling up? I hear you. During the Honda Spring event at Germain Honda of Dublin, it's the perfect time to check out Honda's hybrid lineup. Models like the Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid give you incredible fuel efficiency without sacrificing performance. Spend less time and money at the pump. Head to Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and see how far a hybrid can take you. GermainHondaofDublin.com.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
College. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of The Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. April's the perfect time to reset your home for the long run, and Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus 24 months with no payments and no interest. And if you need some more, how about a $500 bonus off your home improvement project? Schedule your free estimate today. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Columbus drivers, Ford is making it easy to drive home happy with special financing that works for all credit situations. At Capital Ford of Columbus, save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. No matter your credit, Capital Ford of Columbus has programs to get you approved fast and into any new or used Ford in stock. Don't miss out. These incredible offers end April 30th. Head to Capital Ford of Columbus at 1090 South Hamilton Road today or get pre-approved at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward with a unique opportunity for you. The chance to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180. Fast results, sustainable results, medication-free, and free support for life. 40 by the 4th. This is your year. Awaken180weightloss.com.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yuengling drafts for only $4. Rothman Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Save up to 50% on new windows from windownation.com.
All right, little Buckeye Bulletin. We'll do some draft odds at 217 on where the Buckeyes are predicted to be going. That will be fun. And Ryan Day talking about now that spring is in the books and where this team is. And let's hear from the coach on the state of his defense.
3-2-1. Hello, my goodness. As I had it, state of the defense. Here you go.
I think we're still a work in progress in all 3 phases. And this summer, we all need to really focus on getting better individually. And that's what comes after the spring, is identifying the things we did well that we have to get better at, the things we need to get better at. That starts individually. Each guy is in a race to get better. I just told the team that. Then also, we need to build the chemistry in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special team. And then the last piece is everybody coming together as a team for one common purpose. So this is a big summer for us. I think, we're off to a good solid start, but with 50 new players, we've got a lot of work to do. I don't think we're behind where I thought we'd be right now, but we all know that where we are with some of these new players and some of the guys we had to replace, it's going to be a process. And so we're a race against time.
All right, so you could say two things. One, that he would say that about any team going into the offseason. It's a race against who's going to get better, and you could say that about, generically, I think you could say that about anybody. Here's where I think it's really genuine, what he said in the beginning, which is, I know I've got talent, but I don't have a team that's returning together, that I know what they're like in the battle, and that the closer they are and the harder they work, the more they can become a team. I think he always is going to know he has talent. He also knows what he's losing. And so I think that there's no panic, there's no nerves, and I do believe that he believes that when they go through this season, that maybe they'll come out the other side feeling like they have a better edge going into the playoff. Now, they ran into two very good teams last year. Nobody really crushed them for losing to either one of those teams. You wouldn't call those massive upsets. One team went on to win. The other team went on to play for it. So there's no real shame in last year. But I think I hear in his voice that he knows he's replacing, 8 starters. And that's what you do at Ohio State. You reload, so they're going to get talent. But if you can hear it in his voice, it's more about what kind of unit can they become together.
Yeah, especially when you're coming off losing some of the leaders that he's losing, like a Sonny Styles, and you just hear nothing great about. You hear so much great about how good of a guy he is before you even get to how good of a player he is. Same thing could be said for Caleb Downs. And so not only is it the skill sets that you're losing, but the leadership that you're losing as well. And I have to imagine some guys are excited to step up and fill those roles. We had a moment on the show yesterday to where we were talking about former President George W. Bush, and we brought up, one of his famous clips. And you were kind of going down the road of, man, we just kind of stumbled into that organically. You brought it up. I kind of took the ball from there. TLC had it ready to go. That's time on task together and chemistry. And I think the same thing could be said for a team. Like, you got to get out there with your guys and know, hey, when I step this way, this guy's going to be right behind me to fill the gap and do this or that or whatever it may be. And so that's just what they're going to have to do together. Is we know the talent is there, but you got to go out there and do it on the fly. But it is good to hear right now that Coach Day thinks that they're at a pretty good spot right now in the offseason process and that they're not behind.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Thank you, President Bush.
And then me alerting TLC that for all these years.
Oh, yeah, what's the song called?
We don't get fooled again. We don't get fooled again. And the fact that he said in St. Louis, the domino effect from yesterday. Yeah. Me dropping the fool me once, shame on you. And then you saying, hey, I remember this quote. And then him having it and having none of that be planned. And then you telling me that a host in St. Louis used to say it all the time and you thought it was an original.
Yeah, I thought that he just turned what Bush did and kind of made it
into his own little song.
Yeah, like a sing-songy voice. And then I hear Rothman do it, and I'm like, they're singing the same song.
Deja vu.
They invented the same song together. Someone's got to copyright it before the other one does. Turns out it's already done.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was done about 50 some odd years ago.
I think it says 1971.
There you go.
From the Who's Next album.
Great song. Julian saying on what he'd like to improve going into the summer.
I think, I think I can improve on a lot. I think, pocket presence and kind of that, still working that ability to escape and, just extending plays and, giving us more chances on offense. And then, I think still working on that leadership role too. I think I can grow there as well. I think with the leadership, there's no such thing as a vocal leader, so you really have to, take control of those guys, and it starts with the connection. You have to be, a great teammate, and you have to get to know these guys, and so I think it's been fun this spring to get to know those guys.
That might be my favorite thing he's ever said.
It's about a connection.
That's an interesting take. There's no such thing as a vocal leader.
Okay.
I see the vision.
There's no such thing as a vocal leader. So is he leaning to you got to do with your actions?
Yeah.
And not your words? Okay. Sure, whatever. If that's how he's looking at it, fine. Like,
I don't know if
who am I
there's
to
no
tell him?
such
No,
thing. I think
Maybe
there's
he
no
missed-
such thing as a defined leader, meaning on what they have to be. You can lead with your actions, and you can be a talker. You can be a guy that motivates the troops.
Can you be a vocal leader with no physical action, though?
Vocally, not much.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can be what the sixth man can be to an NBA team if you get your spots. I'm not saying
even
you
the
got to be
sixth
the
man's
towel.
putting in a
the
nice
towel-
amount of work.
Yeah,
you can't be Giannis's
towel
brother.
Waver.
Giannis's brother can't be a leader.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
I think it's very.
He just can't.
I think what we've come
That's
to
a
is
great example.
It's very hard to lead from the back. It is.
Yeah, because you got to gain your teammates' respect somehow with your actions. I would think.
You got to believe.
We'll
that
find out with the Patriots. Because Mike Vrabel's actions are going to go against his vocal leadership this offseason. So we'll see if they buy in.
I don't know if that impacts anything with professional football team.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, he spoke to his guys.
Come week 8 on a third down, no one's going to the line of scrimmage going, wait a minute, how do we feel about Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini?
It's in the wind. It's in the wind.
Yeah, can we believe what he's saying when he calls this play?
Yeah.
Right,
Coach, I don't know if I can buy into your play
Right.
call there. I don't know how I feel about Diana Rossini. We got to call a timeout and figure this out on the sideline right now.
I mean, we can all be
No one's
honest.
doing that.
Yesterday was a major backflip. It wasn't even. It was based on what he said earlier on. The pictures are laughable. I'm not going to even dignify this with an answer. This has been misconstrued. And he went on offense, big offense, thinking that he could end it. And if it's true to the story that his owner went to the Post,
the LRC,
right, Rupert Murdoch, and saying, hey, cancel this story. And it didn't happen. And now you're chasing the lie. And now you're in trouble. Now you're behind the lie. He was ahead of it.
Yeah.
Now he's behind it. And then here we are. Hey, we got a draft coming up. Asked and answered. Really?
We're on to the draft.
We're coming back. Speaking of the draft with our guy, David Pollack, former 3-time All-American at Georgia. And he'll break down the Buckeyes and a lot more next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. A seasonal tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. It all adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Some days, self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm going to have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Every year, tens of thousands in Central Ohio choose Columbus State Community College to start what's next. They're earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. They're bridging the gap to an affordable university bachelor's degree, avoiding the trap of student loan debt, and moving their lives and our community forward. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Sign your kids up for the Columbus Aviators Kids Club and score 2 free tickets to a game. Join now at uflaviators.com to join today.
It worked once, so we're doing it again. Sign up now for the Fan 5K, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. We're back at Otterbein on Saturday, June 20th. Walk a mile with the Common Man, jog a 5K with T-Bone, or try to beat Tyvis in a 40-yard dash. Tyvis won't stretch, so there's a chance he pulls something. The fun starts at 8 a.m. Saturday, June 20th. Register today and earn a sweet medal, race T-shirt, and a photo op at the finish line. Sign up at 971therace.com. Prepare your tightest running clothes, and we'll see you at the Fan 5K on June 20th.
Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Oh, Mikey, did you know something new is coming and it's right around the corner?
What is it?
Now you can stay while you play. It's the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel. It's coming June 12th, and we want you to celebrate with us as we open the doors with a can't-miss concert and festival.
And here's something for you this month. It's the Win Your Way drawings on select Wednesdays and Saturdays. You can score $100,000. Plus, coming in May, it's the Hollywood Tribute Concert Series.
Ooh, must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC. $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year ends $430.
This spring, celebrate the sparkle that she brings to your life with something that sparkles right back. Whether it's for Mother's Day, an anniversary, or just because, Diamond Cellar has the perfect gift for the women who mean the world to you. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, energy bills have been crazy as of late, which has had our phone ringing off the hook. Pella Windows give you both a home makeover and often an energy bill makeover.
We hear that all the time at the other window place. We love the makeover. No, wait. We want a do-over. That's what they say. Is do-over and makeover the same thing?
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. Some MLB action underway as both Ohio teams are in the midst of some afternoon baseball. The Reds down 4-0 against the Tampa Bay Rays in the top of the fourth. Brandon Williamson on the mound for Cincy, Nick Martinez for the Rays. The Cleveland Guardians also in action, trailing the Houston Astros 2-0 in the third. Got runners on first and second and 2 outs. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guards. Tonight in NBA action, the playoffs continue as Orlando looks to go up 2-0 on the 1 seed in the East, Detroit Pistons. They tip off at 7 p.m. Then at 9:30, Oklahoma City will host the Phoenix Suns. This update was sponsored by Green & Sons. Find your next Kubota tractor at Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling, north of Marysville, and online at greenandsons.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, we want to welcome to the program a man who will be on the floor of the Taste of the Draft presented by PNC Bank. He's the former NFL linebacker David Pollack, the 3-time All-American at Georgia, and the best college defensive player in the nation at one time. David, welcome to the program.
Well, no, thank you guys for having me. At one time, a long time ago, Anthony.
Hey, dude, we know. And the work you've done on the air and everything you've done in the media is admirable. We love your analysis. We love your take. That's why we want you on the show. All right, you're picking. Give me your best analysis between Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. Little different player. We know them obviously very well here, but it seems like these are the two guys that teams are wrestling with on who do we take. Now, it may be a can't-lose situation on both guys, but give me your take on each one if you can.
Well, it's a can't lose. I mean, they're both great players. I would say, what are you asking them to do? Obviously, Sonny Styles, when you watch him, he's a linebacker. That's what he's going to do. He's going to roam the field. He's going to run sideline to sideline. Even though he showed you at the combines, I don't think he's human. Like those are not the numbers that he put up. He looks more like a machine. But I think you saw him, and he projects exactly to where he played in college. Arvell Reese, he's going to be interesting to me because, just like him and David Bailey at 2, there's a premium. There's more of a premium on guys that are going to go get the quarterback than there are in linebackers. I think that's a credit to Styles and how good he is, that he's that big of an impact player, and you're thinking about taking him high. For example, Jacob Rodriguez, great player for Texas Tech, right? Nobody's talking about him in the first round, because you've got to be something superhuman like Styles. But Arvell Reese, you put him on the edge, you see what he can do. He can play linebacker. I love his hands and his physicality. He's not a big guy, but when he puts them things on you, you feel it. And I love that about him. So both will be called high, and Caleb Downs. I mean, goodness gracious, you might have 3 top 10 picks from that Ohio State defense.
David, you spent some time in Cincinnati, so we have to get your take on what the Bengals did. They were on the clock at 10. They looked around the market and said, we want to go get Dexter Lawrence. Did you like that call for them with where they are right now in a Super Bowl window?
I wouldn't have made it. But what you just said, I think, is important. If you're saying a Super Bowl window, if I'm getting a defensive tackle in this draft, there's not one worthy for a first-round pick in the top 10. That's for dang sure. So could you have traded back and still got your guy and maybe got more ammunition? Maybe, but I'm sure they tried that. But to get Dexter, for another 3 years, only $20 million, you give up the 10th pick, so you get a guy that can come in and add to Jonathan Allen and Maffa, who you brought in free agency. Pass rush is obviously a big deal, but y'all know this as well as I do. So is the whole defense. I mean, that defense was incredibly ungood last year. And Joe Burrow, you could tell, was extremely frustrated. And that window you do want to play into, and you do want to try to win. And you have the offense that's pretty much in place with Higgins, obviously, and Chase. And I think Chase Brown's been a welcomed addition. He's been great. Now, can you protect Burrow a little bit better? And then the defense has to grow, has to get better very quickly.
We're with David Pollack as we discuss the draft, the former Georgia All-American, Cincinnati Bengal, and first-round pick in the draft back in 2005. Let me ask you about the Browns. They're in a decent spot where they could take maybe a top offensive lineman, certainly a need. They could get another weapon, which they would like. Carnell Tate, our guy here from Ohio State, who has had an awesome career here. Now, he did have Jeremiah Smith as the ultimate protector, but Carnell was making these circus catches amongst the best in college football. If you're the Browns, is the receiver depth enough to say, hey, we don't need to pull the trigger on Tate at 6, we could trade down, or do we want to take the best tackle there? What do you think is the strategy for Cleveland?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. So having the 6th and 24th pick, obviously you're sitting in a great spot. Everybody can all chant as a Browns fan of what you've seen and go, we need offense, 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 please. That's why you hired Todd Monken, right? You didn't hire him for defense. You're tired of seeing defense be great and the offense really, really suffer. When you talked about the offensive line, you didn't even mention the sadness that is up front. Like, it's a factor of sadness, right? Like, rotated 8 left tackles in the last 3 years. The wide receiver room was the least productive wide receiver room in the NFL. There is a lot of guys that are playmakers, big-time wide receivers. I can get one at 6. I can get the best one possibly at 6. So I think you get it there. Then you can get your left tackle probably at 24. So I think that's the ideal world for the Browns, that you could patch that up and you could fix that offense. I've got to get better. Listen, I know Deshaun Watson's going to come back. I know I got Shador, and I know I got Dylan Gabriel. I don't know what I have at that spot, but I know I can make life easier on them if I have better players around them. That will give them a chance to at least be successful.
Let's get your take on Ruben Bain, because, he's been tabbed as the guy. Look, he's got the short arms, and feels like there's some people that are a little nervous about how high his ceiling can be in the NFL. So knowing what it takes to get after the quarterbacks and what it takes to be down there in the trenches, David, and all that good stuff, how can Ruben Bain be an effective pass rusher in the NFL, and how high do you think his ceiling is?
First of all, this is personal to me, okay? Because I was talked about the same way. I'll never forget Mel Kiper talking about me like I was a T-Rex. T-Rex still hunts, right? Still kills. So Ruben Bain is a powerful joker. He's not tall. He's not long. He plays the game extremely hard. And I think the most important thing about Ruben Bain is he's already developed counter moves. Like, he is really, really good at getting to his spot and winning, but he can also spin. He can club. He can do things off of his first move that makes him even better. So somebody's going to get a great player. I know there's a chance that because of the measurables, people could get spooked out and he could drop a little bit and be there maybe a little bit later, but they're going to get a really, really good football. It's like D'Angelo Pons for me, guys, like from Indiana. I know the dude's not big, but turn on his tape and watch him play. Like, he figures it out. His instincts are better. Like, they have other qualities. It's like, what's the movie, Training, or with Kevin Costner, Draft Day?
Yep.
Is it Draft Day?
Yep.
Like in the end, what is it? Like, basically draft a good football player. Draft a good football player. That's really what it boils down to. Don't get enamored with all the measurables. Those are two guys to me that will probably go later than they should, and people are going to be like, man, how did those guys slip? They were really good players in college. Oh, because they have short arms or because they're not very tall.
So was David Pollack with us now, one-man wrecking crew for Georgia. He was a consensus All-American, SEC Player of the Year, and a lot more. A lot of trophies in that case for our guy, David Pollack. All right, so you mentioned draft day. Who has Jeremiah Love, no matter what, written on a Post-it note tomorrow night?
Jeremiah Love is probably the most intriguing player in the draft because whoever you talk to, they say, who's your best player? Like, all of these guys that do this for a living, a lot of them are saying Jeremiah Love. But what have we seen? It's kind of like the linebacker conversation we just had. Running backs are not valued very high. Now, the difference is Jeremiah Love's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can run it. He can catch it. He can play in the slot. He can do so many different things. And he's got that wow, that special factor to him. So I think you're getting a Gibbs. You're getting a Bijan. You're getting a Saquon. You're getting one of those guys that, like, you can do so much with that can literally make every part of your team better. Because of that, I think he's going to go in the top 5, which is absolutely insane to think about because of the value of running backs. They're not valued that high. They're not paid that much. But I think he's going to be the one guy that people go, wait a minute. I'm getting, like, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I want to make my young quarterback better. Yeah, I can throw it to him short and let him do damage. I can hand it to him, let him make big play after big play. And he's never fumbled the football either, by the way, too. He holds on to that daggum thing, too. So Jeremiah Love is definitely that guy, I think, in the draft that everybody has their brain around going, okay, I know he's a running back, but that dude's a weapon.
David Pollack, he's going to be on the floor of Taste of the Draft presented by PNC Bank. I'm sure those folks are taking care of you, David. I hope you have an awesome time tomorrow night and this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. They're definitely taking care of us. We're at the headquarters and doing the Taste of the Draft, man. So it's the largest event in Pittsburgh that they've ever hosted ever. Like, ever. So it's a really cool event. We're throwing down.
Pace yourself, brother. Enjoy it.
No pacing. No, we're going.
Fire out, man.
Full send them, guys.
You're the best. We'll talk soon. Thanks.
See you, dude.
All right. David Pollack, one of our favorites. We got to get him back. We got to get him in the rotation.
Yeah, we need some innings.
He's too good.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
He was really accurate in analyzing the playoff last year, college football playoff.
Oh, yeah, listen, some Buckeye fans didn't like what he had to say going into those games. The man was right. He was questioning what's happening down there in the trenches. What's happening up front? Can they protect? Can they really hold up against IU and Miami, some of the teams that were on the way? And that ruffled the feathers of some Buckeye fans, but that was just what he was seeing on tape, and he was proven right. And so, yeah, he's locked in for sure.
It's a great tweet from a Chiefs fan. It says, Adam Schefter on ESPN says, quote, the Chiefs are thinking about moving back as much as they are about moving up. And then our boy Matt Verderam retweets and says, well, that clears up the mystery.
And that's why I was
He doesn't have all the answers.
He doesn't. But that's why going back to his comments to us about Burrow earlier, when he digs in the way that he did with us, I know he can play that card a lot of what you just read. He was definitive about the Burrow stuff. So that to me was different than what we usually get from him.
That's funny, though.
It is funny.
Well, maybe they'll just stay. That wasn't in the tweet.
It wasn't.
Maybe the Chiefs just want to move up or down and not,
I will say this. I'm fascinated by them tomorrow.
Maddie,
Fascinated
look on
by
any
them.
mock drafts and look at all the logos in the top 10. And then you see one that's going beep, 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 and it's the damn Chiefs.
And then what do
of
you
all the teams of logos that shouldn't be in the top 10.
And then you
it's
see
theirs.
them again, right?
Yeah.
They're double dipping tomorrow. It's crazy.
All right. That was, by the way, little Tracy Morgan there.
Oh, did I?
No, not you, but I heard Frank doing Tracy Morgan when you said it's crazy. Like I heard it. It's incredible.
Where are they picking at next, TLC, real quick? 29?
Somewhere late.
They got the Rams pick.
From the
Yeah,
Rams.
from Duffy.
That's right.
So to your point, AR, Kansas City on the clock twice.
The Rams are a playoff team, so it's got to be in the 20s.
Draft odds next. Rothman and Ice and the Fans.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Common Man here for GoGermain.com. I have been telling you about my friends at Germain for a long time, and it's because they bring the goods. And right now, you get $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event. Yes, cue the trumpets. Nearly 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, plus an extra $3,000 on your trade means your budget goes further. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started now at GoGermain.com.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I love my Kubota tractor, RTV, and zero-turn I got from Green & Sons, and you can check them out online at greenandsons.com or visit them in store in Mount Sterling or north of Marysville in Raymond for all your Kubota needs.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on USDA Choice boneless chuck roasts. They're $6.99 a pound in the family pack with your card and digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Columbus, get a new Ford with special financing for everyone at Capital Ford of Columbus. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. We have options for all. Deals end April 30th. Visit CapitalFordofColumbus.com now.
We have made our community a very important part of our business. One of the things that many people may not realize is that I was born and raised in Columbus. Our plant is in Columbus. All of our employees are from Ohio. And the community hears about all this stuff. And so the community trusts us.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Nobody ever cast a vote for Amy Acton, but she stopped yours. At the last minute, the day before the 2020 primary, Acton called off and canceled the election, defying a judge's orders and abusing her power to silence voters. Now, Acton wants more power as our governor. We already gave her a chance, and we've seen what she'll do. Suspend elections and silence us. Ohio can't afford liberal Amy Acton leading our state. We deserve a governor who will stand up for voters, not shut them down. As our governor, Vivek Ramaswamy will fight for us to protect our voice at the polls and defend election integrity by supporting safe and secure elections with voter ID. Because here in Ohio, voters have the power, not unelected bureaucrats. Protecting your voice to secure our future. Lower costs, bigger paychecks. Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Ella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see mostly cloudy skies turn more sunny throughout the day today, with highs topping out in the mid to upper 70s, but we'll also see a chance of showers and thunderstorms the second half of the day. As we go into tonight, partly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid 50s, and then for Thursday, a beautiful day ahead with plenty of sunshine and highs in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Tinny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, by the way, Benjamin Robinson grinding the mocks.
There we go.
2:30.
Here we go.
We'll get our answers.
We need them, man. I need them.
Odds here.
Yep.
All right, I've got some odds. TLC has some as well. I'm going to give you mine here.
From the Rothman Sportsbook?
That's right. If the Browns stay at 6.
Stick and pick, okay.
And Carnell Tate is available.
Mm-hmm.
The odds are they're taking him.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Would you agree, or would you say that Spencer Fano is the better bet?
I actually think Carnell for me feels like the safer bet, because when it comes to Fano, what you hear is he's got versatility. And that to me can be the miniest of red flags, because I would like to know, is he really good at one thing?
What about the kid from Miami?
Maui Noah?
Is the G pronounced as an N?
I believe so.
Okay. It's a tricky one.
It is. I think it is Maui Noah.
Okay. Because his odds.
Yeah, what do you got?
In the AR Sportsbook, we've tabbed him at plus 650.
Which is sixth pick?
Yeah, for the sixth pick. Not necessarily to the Browns, but the sixth pick.
Plus 6.
There's really good value. So if you think he's the guy over Fano, the value's on him. Friedling's 9-1.
I think they can get him at 24.
You know what this... So if the Browns don't pick 6, Carnell Tate's not going 6.
Why not?
Right?
Why not?
I just think whoever they're going to trade with is going to come up and take a defensive player.
I think if Dallas is coming up, I don't think they're coming up to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Is it out of the question that Kansas City moves up?
Not according to Schefter. They're looking to move up as much as they're looking to move down. The mystery has been solved.
I already had that answer. Thank you.
The favorite to go 9th to whomever is our boy from LSU, the corner,
Mansour Delane.
Yes, he's the favorite to go 9,
and that would make sense to me because if Kansas City stays there, they just traded away Trent McDuffie, right? And they've got a history of showing how confident they are with developing defensive backs. They let L'Jarius Sneed go, Trent McDuffie go, and so they feel like in-house we can develop talent. And so, yeah, if they believe in him, which clearly they would according to Vegas, Probably feel like he can be their number one corner in time. That's not surprising.
I like the value on Bain at that point if he's there. Because I think either they'll take him or if they trade, somebody will take him. So I actually think the Bain at, where is he at pick 9 here? He would be at plus 450.
Ruben Bain doesn't seem like a guy GM Rothman would be comfortable drafting.
The T-Rex, as Pollack referred?
It doesn't feel like you as a GM would feel great about that pick because history would be telling you he's going to be limited. Not that he won't be
Short
a good
arms,
player.
Violent hands. That's the Anthony Rothman motto. All right.
Oh, man.
I didn't.
Because you would be looking at all the analytics and all the guys that have those type of arms, and they'd be showing you, hey, a lot of these guys don't exceed 10 sack seasons all the time. Like, it's just not what happens. And so that's why I think he is the most fascinating player in this draft for me.
Well, you got one thing right. I definitely second guess it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think GM Rothman's doing it, TLC. I think he would pass for somebody else.
I love value.
That's why you love moving down.
Yes.
It makes you feel so good. I got more
it's
picks.
so comfortable.
I got all this cap space.
Oh, it's great. I can't make a massive mistake, right? Even if I do make a mistake, it's not going to be viewed as a massive one.
That is you to a T, man. Like, that
fits him so well,
it
man.
It does. Like, he's already talking about for the Browns. This is about Bridge Park. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're kicking the can down the road.
It is.
Dude, he loves taking long shot bets that he knows are going to lose, but if they come off as great value, you just have to take it, man. That's a great value.
He really is, man.
A value guy.
But you can be a nice voice of reason in a room for me because I would be the GM like Les Snead, like blank these picks. We're going.
Yeah, I'd have to talk you off the ledge there a little bit.
See,
like we are running a business here. We can't just say blanket.
If I felt like my team was in a good spot, which I think the Rams do, because I think you look at the last few years, they've had really good rosters, and so I haven't minded how aggressive they've been. You can't be a bottom of the barrel team that's been struggling for a few years and then start throwing stupid stuff around. I don't support that.
You'd say, Air, say what the blank.
Exactly.
What the blank gives you freedom. Freedom brings opportunity. Opportunity makes your future.
Okay. I like that. Most interesting player for you tomorrow? Because mine's Ruben Bain, honestly. Does it matter? Is he going to slide past 12 or 15? Is there a guy for you to where you're interested just to see where he's going, how high, how low?
You know, part of it is the obvious, which is Jeremiah Love.
Okay.
Because so many people believe in a draft like this one, where it's not so top heavy, especially with guys like him, like do it all Swiss Army knife running back. He's the guy that will somebody take him in the top 5? I believe they will. And it's kind of why I push Schefter on Arizona, because if you want Love and you believe Tennessee is going to take him, you have to call Arizona. You have to get to 3.
Got to.
And now I don't know if anybody will do that. What I'm saying is that you asked me the question, what intrigues me the most?
Yeah, the player.
What intrigues me the most is whether someone feels they have to get ahead of Arizona to get Love. Or will it be the obvious? Will we get to 4? There's Tennessee. But here's how this thing could turn on its head. If Arvell Reese goes to the Jets at 2, and Arizona says, no one's trading with us, we better take an offensive lineman. Not that we'll panic, but that's the floor. We want an O-lineman, the best that we can get. That's a good, solid pick. It's got a great floor to it, good foundational piece. Let's take a lineman. And then Tennessee is sitting there going, oh, no. We thought David Bailey was going to the Jets, and now our board's a little messed up, and now Bailey's there, and we wanted to take Love. Now, maybe nothing will take them off of Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, they may
but
think
that's
that
where,
highly of him. Yeah.
So I want to know if Arizona is really leveraging that pick number 3 to somebody to get Jeremiah Love. And maybe the guy to ask is Benjamin Robinson. We'll be in his neighborhood in about 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Thousands of students every year choose Columbus State Community College. earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This spring, take a break from interest with 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit ends 4/30.
Colin Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Oh, Mikey, did you know something new is coming and it's right around the corner?
What is it?
Now you can stay while you play. It's the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel. It's coming June 12th, and we want you to celebrate with us as we open the doors with a can't-miss concert and festival.
And here's something for you this month. It's the Win Your Way drawings on select Wednesdays and Saturdays. You can score $100,000. Plus, coming in May, it's the Hollywood Tribute Concert Series.
Ooh, must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Get Eco.
ECO. When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year. Or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. Go to geteco.com.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, our friend Benjamin Robinson, so many questions, so little time. Let's get right to it, grinding the mocks. And he's with us now on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fangist Hotline. Ben, welcome back.
Great. Thank you so much for having me back.
Thank you. All right, so I want to ask you about Jeremiah Love. Arizona's not taking him, correct? Or if they are, that'll end a little bit of the mystery there because everybody has him going to Tennessee. Is there a team out there that you feel would get on the phone with Arizona because they want to get ahead of Tennessee to take Jeremiah Love, or is that too rich?
Feels too rich. It's definitely the kind of thing that you would say if you wanted to get someone to come up and trade with you. So I don't deny that they're working their contacts in the media pretty hard today. I mean, even just a few years ago, the Arizona made a big trade. Houston came up to get Will Anderson. The question is, if let's say that David Bailey doesn't go at pick 2, does somebody want to come up to pick 3 and get him? Or the same with Arvell Reese. So I think that's a lot more likely of a scenario, and they're kind of like, I'll do it. Watch me. I'll do it. I'll take this running back. And I promise I'll do it. I believe it if I see it. I think it's a lot of smoke. I think they want to trade out of that pick, collect more picks, and build for the future.
So let's live in a world right now to where the Browns are going to stick and pick at 6, and you know that Andrew Berry wants to take an offensive lineman. When you look at this class, the guys that are going to be worthy of being picked high as an offensive lineman, which offensive lineman do you believe would be the best pick for them to make at 6 tomorrow if they stay there?
I think the best pick they could make is Francis Maui-Noah, the guard from Miami, or the guard and tackle from Miami. But there's some concern on the medicals with him. He went back to Indianapolis for a combine medical recheck recently, and there's some who believe there's an issue in his back. So if that becomes a flag, then one of the players who's been rising the most in my Grinding the Mocks database this week is Utah tackle Spencer Fano. And so I think it's most likely going to be Fano. He's young. He's played right tackle and left tackle at Utah and can flex to the inside. So I think if he had a clean medical, then Maui-Noah would be the pick. But it seems like Fano is the one who's getting steam in mock drafts lately.
Where do you let's talk about these offensive linemen. They might be the best in this draft, but where are they overall in your mind? Is the value there, or can the Browns wait and get a offensive lineman later that may turn out to be just as good?
I think not. There's this idea that, the best offensive linemen, like where can they be found? And the answer is in the top 10. That's where the best offensive linemen come from for the most part. So to me, if that were the case, then I think they would be considering Cardinal Tate a lot more strongly. But I think the idea is that you can find quality receivers a lot later than you can find quality linemen. I think in an optimal world, they would trade out of this pick and collect more picks as they attempt to continue to rebuild the roster. But if they're going to stick and pick, I think it's one of Fano or Maui Noa. I think Fano has better metrics, and given how analytical the Browns front office is, that's kind of where I would see them going. If you look at the NFL Next Gen Stats NGS prospect score, Cesar Fano just far and above all the other linemen in this class.
So now we've got the New York Giants picking twice in the top 10 after the Dexter Lawrence trade with the Cincinnati Bengals. And so this is a team, to me, that's got a pretty interesting young core going on, especially if they can get Malik Neighbors back and healthy. And it seems like they've got the quarterback situation figured out with Jackson Dart. So the Giants picking at 5 and 10. What do you think would be a smart plan of action for them tomorrow?
I think that at 5, let's just say that Jeremiah Love is off the board. I think they're choosing from one of 2 Ohio State defense players, Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. In my mind, Sonny Styles is the favorite. I think he makes the most sense. He has the complete profile, the production and the athleticism. Caleb Downs, we know he's a good player. He didn't test athletically. There's a really interesting piece at ESPN a few weeks ago by some analytics executives who were quoted by Kevin Seifert saying that based on their computer vision analysis of his film, Caleb Downs is not an exceptional athlete. Probably one of the reasons why he didn't test. So to me, Sonny Styles feels like the favorite there. I think it's possible that Caleb Downs is also available at pick 10. If he's not, then I think they'd probably take an offensive lineman. And so I think Maui Noa probably goes off the board then, and they can play him at guard and eventually at right tackle if needed.
It's very interesting you said that because we did go through that here with Caleb Downs. Everybody knows how great he is. He makes so many plays. He's so rock solid. Now, he plays a position that's not the high priority in the top of the draft, but I think anybody that gets him, outside of whatever health concerns there may be, know they're getting an outstanding football player. But I'm with you on that. See, I don't know if he's there at 10. That's the big question. And no one knows that. We won't know that till tomorrow night. But I'm with you that if they erred, the Giants erred somewhere, they'd probably err away from the safety. He'd be the highest safety picked in over a decade. And if someone was going to break the trend, it probably would be him. But that's kind of where that stands. Ruben Bain, is he the faller, and how far?
So, yeah, he's been a faller in my data for a while. I think there was some belief that, he would fall outside of the top 10. I think that's regressed a little bit. I think he'll end up being kind of at the tail end of the top 10. I think he starts to come into consideration a little bit at a pick 8 to the Saints. I think that he'd be a great selection at pick 9 for the Chiefs as well. So I think that's kind of the beginning of his sweet spot. But yeah, really interesting player, very unique. The short arms, he's going to be tagged with that for a while. He's not the traditional edge rusher that you see. When you think of the traditional edge rusher, you think of more of a guy like David Bailey, long, fast, wins with speed. Ruben Bain is a bit shorter, and he wins with power. That's his specialty. And he did it to anyone and everyone in college. And so to me, I think the film is still really rock solid. I think the character concerns around him are a little bit overblown. I don't see that impacting his draft status very much, despite the tragedy that happened. But yeah, I think he's going in the top 10, just more like in the late top 10. If he does get out of the top 10, then I think, that might be a signal that teams aren't necessarily as concerned about his character, but about his measurables.
I got a 2-part question for you when it comes to Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver coming out of Indiana. Is he a no-doubt lock for you in the first round? And then the second part of this is, how would you feel about him maybe being selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21?
I think that would be a great fit. In my mock draft that I just published on my Substack blog today, that's what I have the Steelers doing. right now in my data, he's my 4th rated wide receiver in Grinding the Mock's expected draft position, which looks at, a big universe. I have thousands of big boards and mock drafts included in my data set. And yeah, right now I have him right at pick 22, right around where the Steelers are picking. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Their offense kind of lacked some dynamism last year. Whenever, DK Metcalf wasn't on the field, that became a huge issue. They drafted Roman Wilson out of Michigan, a couple years ago, and he really hasn't turned into almost anything. And so I think there's a need there. And, one of the things that Omar Cooper Jr. is really good at is breaking tackles and getting those yards after the catch. And so if they are, in fact, bringing back Aaron Rodgers, he needs that kind of player more than ever because, he's playing a different style of game than he has in the past. So to me, Omar Cooper Jr. makes a lot of sense as a kind of more of like a mid-half of the first round pick.
Good stuff, Ben. The official home of Grinding the Mocks. Check it out on the Twitter machine at Grinding Mocks. He is Benjamin Robinson. Bud, enjoy the draft. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Same to you guys.
Benjamin Robinson on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right. So I think we all know that, we haven't asked about in a while. It just kind of hit me was Ty Simpson. There was a wave of Ty Simpson when Orlovsky dropped he's better than Mendoza. Like that, when he did that, there was a wave, and then the wave kind of crashed.
Yeah.
It was one guy's opinion, and he may turn out to be right. We don't know. It's all also about the team you put around him. But last year when Cam Ward was the overall number 1, and there were some questions about whether there was a second quarterback in the first round, right? There was all right, it's Cam Ward and who else? And this year it's Mendoza, and it's Ty Simpson. And we haven't discussed whether or not, if we were betting, whether we would bet that he would be a first rounder. Because when we had Schefter on, it's like, boy, there's a couple of teams right there, top second round, that wouldn't mind having him. But those teams, if you're going to go after a quarterback, you might trade to get back in to get him. I'm at the point where it's gone quiet on him.
Which makes me feel like we won't see him get drafted tomorrow.
What if the Cardinals trade back in? Bottom of the first round.
Do you know where their second round pick is right now? Do you have that?
It's maybe the first pick of the second.
Okay,
I don't know, first or second pick, I think. My point is it's to get that 5th-year option, and it is a quarterback. And there is a penalty for taking him in top second versus getting back into the first, especially at a quarterback.
They've
34.
So they're picking right there at the beginning, right, of the second round. I think they can stay there and get him. What you're saying about the 5th-year option is real, for sure. I guess it depends on how much of a developmental project they believe he is. If they think he can play, obviously, the next couple of years, I don't think they need to do that. But if they feel like they like him, but he's going to need a little bit more time, then you got to come back in and get that 5th-year option. That would make sense to me.
So they're picking where?
He's 34 in the second round.
Correct. For some reason, okay. I don't know why I had Miami in my mind that was right there as well. That would be something to look at. Arizona, 34, you're correct. Okay. Jets are at 33.
I don't think the Jets are going to do that, AR, only because they have 3 first-round picks next year. I think they're all in on getting their quarterback in 27.
I don't expect him to fall to the second round. I don't.
So you think Arizona's going to come get him?
I think he would if, yes. I think he's probably got second-round grade, but I think that if they're going to take him at 34, we may as well get on the horn.
I don't think they have to worry about the Jets. You just want that 5th-year option. That's what
it's not worrying about somebody else.
You
it's
want the
5th-year
option.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back and play Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
BMI Federal Credit Union is celebrating their 90th anniversary all year long with monthly sweepstakes. Get in on your chance to win free gas for a year when you lower your car payment with a BMI FCU auto loan. Apply today at bmifcu.org/gas.
Common Man here for Germain Volkswagen. Right now, you get $3,000 over Kelly Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event at both Germain Volkswagen of Columbus and Germain Volkswagen of Westerville. Plus, during Volkswagen Driver Days, interest rates can't get any lower on the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas and the 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan. Available to qualified customers on approved credit through Volkswagen Financial Services. See dealer for full details. Get started now at GermainVolkswagen.com.
Hop into savings this spring with Ohio Mulch. Right now, save $100 on home delivery orders, but only for a limited time at OhioMulch.com. What sets Ohio Mulch apart? Our premium pine bark mulch made from high-quality southern pine from South Georgia. It lasts longer and creates the perfect pH for acidic-loving plants like hydrangeas and azaleas. Better mulch, better results. Shop now at OhioMulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Spring is here, and there's no better place to make memories than the Columbus Zoo. See tigers up close, watch playful otters, and see the baby elephants in action. For a limited time, take advantage of our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal. Plan your adventure at columbuszoo.org.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived, and it'll be a great time to open your windows. But, oh, wait, your windows don't open easily. They leak when it rains. They've got cracked glass. They need repainting again. Ugh, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, that's easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with zero interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and closed. They are made with top quality seals so they won't leak when it's rainy or windy. And unlike other windows, they're maintenance free. They're so good, Window Nation stands behind them with a lifetime warranty. And they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale. Going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com for your consultation.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now you know my good feet story, but the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling more comfortable makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home. Take us into this beautiful afternoon.
All right, I guess this is more of a TV question, but this also could apply to radio. Rothman, have you ever been stiffed for an interview with somebody that you thought was approachable and then said, nah, we don't need to do all that?
Completely stiffed, yeah. It was a long time ago.
Well,
he's not going to tell us.
Why? Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
If they didn't give you an interview, what do you owe them?
It's just, trampling on the past. I don't really need to do that.
I asked you. You didn't go out of your way to say this.
No, I know that, but you asked and I answered. I said, yes, it's happened.
Coach or player?
Your original question was not who was it.
Coach or player?
It was a player.
Guess we're moving on.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Now watch this drive.
Come on, man. That's real?
Oh, you never seen the video on YouTube? George Bush is on the
Crashed.
He's on the golf course addressing the media because, when you're the president, the media follows you everywhere.
True that.
And so he's on the golf course right outside the tee box.
I've seen it.
And they want a statement
Great
on
swing, too.
geopolitical affairs. And he makes sure that they stick around for after his statement.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Now watch this drive.
Boy, that was a mighty thrash.
Listen, man.
Good ball contact. What a ball striker.
Speaking of former presidents, Bill Clinton apparently popped up at the Cowboys pre-draft press conference in person today. And Jerry Jones almost fell off the stage trying to greet him. He tripped. Somebody caught him.
That's what we need.
Yeah, it was an awkward situation, but he caught himself.
Man.
He reached out for someone's chair, caught himself on a chair, and then, Bill Clinton and Jerry Jones were just, I guess, talking draft.
There's no Arkansas. Well, Arkansas, right?
That would be the connection, I think.
No Arkansas guys in the draft, though. First round, I wouldn't think.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Not that I could think of.
Yeah.
How much of the NBA and NHL playoffs have you watched? Tell the truth on that.
Ton of hockey. I haven't missed much. It's been awesome. Torts finally lost his first game, believe it or not, last night. It's game 2 of the playoffs. You knew they were going to lose eventually, but it was a good game.
Yeah.
Utah deserved to win. That's a very underrated team, honestly. And then, these teams are destroying each other. The pace
what was going on?
Water has to find its level. Slavkovsky got taken down by Hagel. This was they're hitting everything that moves. The physicality in the playoffs of the NHL has been off the charts. Amazing. It's so intense, so hard to predict. And
Buffalo coming down from 2-0 with 3 goals in the third.
That was with Tage Thompson over the weekend, but they got hammered last night. There was no comeback last night that was happening. And these are good series. They all feel like they're going 6 or 7. It's got that feeling. I haven't missed much of any of it.
I love that for you, man, because I've been locked in on the NBA, and I got a similar feeling as to how you're feeling right now at the moment, because we've got 4 series that are tied up at 1-1 right now. So away teams are making some noise, and LeBron's still doing his thing last night against KD. Lakers now up 2-0 without Luka and Austin Reeves, and so Cavs are doing their thing too. So I've just been tapped into the association, man. It's been a good start to the NBA playoffs for sure.
All right, let's go to this audio from Zay Flowers, the Baltimore Ravens receiver. He was on 4th and South, which is a podcast hosted by Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry. And Zay Flowers was talking about watching the Tyler Loop field goal that missed. And so think about this one. If you were an NFL, this is going to be the question. If you were an NFL football player, would you be able to watch a field goal that your kicker is kicking to either win the game or take the lead?
So when I'm on the field, I'm like, oh, yeah, this game. I'm talking to them boys. Game over. Sorry, I'm talking to them. And then I'm walking out the field. I kind of look back. I'm like, damn, we kind of far. Put my helmet down. I'm like, I ain't even going to look. Boom. Somebody like, he made it. So I turned around hype. But I see all the yellow towels just waving. They scream. I see the kicker on the field crying. I'm like, oh, my God. I just put my helmet on and took off to the locker room.
From a player point of view, right? When it comes to being superstitious, for me, I have to watch it. If you could redo it again, would you watch it? Maybe if you would have watched it, a different outcome.
My eyes ain't controlling it. See, my thing with kickers is bro, you got one job, dog.
He never makes a mistake. You have one job to catch a football. You've never dropped a pass. That's an insane thing to say.
Well, if that was, I don't know if that was Jarvis.
That was Jarvis Landry.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, Zay, I still haven't forgiven him for the AFC Championship fumble at the goal line to this day. But if I were a player, I think I would be towel over my head looking down guy. I don't think I'd be able to lock in. I'd be too anxious.
Leonard Fournette is the one who said if you watched it, maybe it would have been a different outcome.
He's like, my eyes are not helping. My eyes aren't helping. Yeah, I'd be towel over the dome or just looking down. I'd be shook.
The other thing about the trash talking to the Steelers before the kick, it was a 44-yarder. Now, I understand that Loop was very good, and his percentage was from 40 to 49, but I'm sure it was pretty good. So I could understand why he thought it may have been a lock, but the last thing I want to be doing there is trash talking the opponent before that thing goes through the upright. That's the first way to jinx it.
Nothing can be worse than our guy. What was it from the Bears and that Washington Commanders Hail Mary, where he's talking to the crowd.
Oh my god!
That guy, whatever his name, that is the ultimate
Tyreek
example.
Stevenson.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
The ball is snapped. Everybody's running, and he is yelling at the crowd.
Not only that, he was late onto the field, wasn't he, or something?
No, here's what happened.
Talking to people in the back of the end zone and then turning around?
Yeah, so he lined up, like, basically covering the left side of the end zone. Like, if he's the defender looking forward, it'd be his left. And so he's turned around, yelling at the crowd.
Now, he had time.
He turns around,
but
because he sees the play going to the other side, he sprints to the other side of the field, tips the ball up that's caught by Washington. So not only was he making fun of the crowd, he's also the one that tipped the ball that was caught for a touchdown.
Incredible.
Guys,
incredible.
Whether you believe in karma or not, when that wheel swings and you don't duck, he was knocked off the pedestal.
Oh, tell the truth in the bag for today. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Nicole Sheeran joins at 3:30. Jeff Rimmer joins at 5:30. We love you. We gone.
Draft day tomorrow.
Let's go.
Draft night. We'll get after it. Join us at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
See, my thing with kickers is like, bro, you got one job, dog.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in